are just too short to box with God. Hold one. Andre. Yes! From out of nowhere. Hold two. Armbar.
Who are you to doubt El Dandy?
Still got 200 more. I got 200 more holds.
This is Robbie Eagles.
This is the loosest in Australian wrestling, Adam Brooks.
Hi, this is Mimic. This is 5 times the world's heavyweight champion, the Scrap Daddy himself, Scrap Ryan Adam Pierce.
This is Brian Alvarez, and you are listening to Wrestle Radio Australia.
Welcome to the show, folks. My name is Josh Armour, and thanks very much for downloading Wrestle Radio Australia. This is our first episode.
Oh, yeah! G'day, this is Big Brody Marshall.
This is Brian Alvarez.
This is Dean Brady of the Millennials.
This is the Jurassic Punk Sid Parker.
How many of you guys have heard the term kayfabe?
Hello, doggers. This is Jay Hunter from OSW Review.
This is Matt Grim Basso.
This is the loosest in Australian wrestling, Adam Brooks.
This is Scrap Ryan Adam Pierce, and you are locked in
to Wrestle Radio Australia.
I in the game, I'm champion, I'm Triple H. Undertaker, I'm your maker, bury the brother like Kane. Ooh, 1-3, hit the tombstone, hit the choke slam on face. Ooh, yeah, like a macho heel, turn like a muscle. If you suffer like tomatoes, I'ma keep a couple models. Ooh, and you may call me HBK. When I'm tuning up the vein, you best be getting in my way. Ooh, yeah, I'm degenerate, I love it, yes, I love it. If you ain't down with that, then I got two as well, you suck it. Too sweet, put your fangs up. Too sweet, hold another cup. Let's be busy 23, got me feeling way too sweet.
I was trying to make chicken salad out of chicken shit, and it was just awful.
I've turned chicken salad into chicken shit. I will continue to do so.
Here I was, blaming AEW for feeding you chicken shit, knowing you mindless millennials would be eating it up as if it were chicken salad, when it's really been your fault all along.
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. People is as people does, that's all there is to it. But a square peg in a round hole just never seems to fit. And you
This is Bianca Belair.
Hey, this is Kevin Owens.
Hey, it's Seth freaking Rollins.
It is the man, Becky Lynch. It's Rhea Ripley here, and you're listening to Wrestle Radio Australia.
Hello and welcome to Making Chicken Salad, the Wrestle Radio Australia show where we talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling. I am Lachlan Albert, and I'm joined by two very good lads here tonight. First of all, the man behind the podcast, the podfather himself, Todd Eastman. Todd, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, my friend. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. And always a pleasure to see the young man himself, the youngest man on the pod, one of the youngest men ever to live, Jamie Apps. Jamie, how you doing, mate?
At one time, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know about that right now. I'm almost positive you're much younger than me.
I'm pretty sure at one point you did hold the record for youngest person alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah,
probably not for long, but yeah.
No, not very long at all.
That's everyone just assumes that I'm the second youngest on the pod when we've got Jamie here. So, you know, the facial hair helps. I will say that. The fact that you've got the caterpillar going makes me look just that little bit younger. So I appreciate the facial hair. Boys, wrestling doesn't stop.
Yeah, it's been a wild week, especially up your way. What is happening up there with promotions suddenly disappearing? UPW?
Yeah, that's a that's a story. All I can say is that it was announced on Saturday that, and I don't even know if they publicly announced it.
No,
it just sort of disappeared off all the the socials just disappeared. The word I have gotten, and the word that has gotten around, is that it is officially closed. There are very good reasons why it's officially closed, and those reasons are of a legal nature. So can't really say.
We won't be speculating.
No. Well, it might come out at some time, but it's not for me to come out and say what it is. But all I will say is that they are of a legal nature.
It's disappointing for all of the talent. That's another one of the good promotions to train at and go and work consistently for.
That's what I was about to say. The thing that I was the most bummed for are the guys and girls behind the scenes there that train and work and have been on those shows. Because Mitch and I, because I was thinking about it this week, Mitch and I were on like 4 shows this year there in different places. Like we're at the Aussie World, we're at the Soapbox. I think the only place we weren't was the actual training facility. It was the only place we didn't do a show. So, and we really enjoy working with that roster because there's so many good talents there and good young talents as well, not to mention like the veteran talents like your Ricky Rembrandts and stuff like that. And the guys that we worked with primarily were like Jesse Love and EC Diamond. So like a couple of the best around the state. But there are so many young like talents that just, I don't know how much of a heads up they got. Next thing you know, it was just boom, it was gone. So I'm really hoping they'll catch on in other places, or who knows, it might get sold and somebody else might try and take it over, which is just like...
Yeah, and Alex Fireheart saying exactly that. Curious if they'll disperse into other feds or just start up a new one. It's a real shame because the vibe that was around that company was really family friendly and it was really character forward. You know, it was almost like that 90s New Generation era in a way where like the wrestling was very good, but that wasn't what you were there for. You were there for the characters and the stories that were going on. And so it's a shame that I feel like that is something that you don't get in every promotion. And so it was nice to have a promotion in Queensland doing that sort of wrestling. So it's a shame that that's gone. And it's a real shame for, you know, people like, and just picking a name here, someone like Axe Massacre, who'd been flying across the country regularly to build up a women's division. And then it's just gone. Like, that sucks. It really sucks.
Yeah. It sucked for everyone on that roster when they found out what had happened, to be honest with you. It's a real, and I know from someone who like runs or helps run a place and has been a part of some place like Riot City, which we're going to talk to tonight. If that thing had folded overnight, I don't know how I would have reacted. It's very different to go, okay, we're not getting very many crowds here. This is not looking great. This could be the end. To a place where, with UPW, those last 3 shows, or at least the last 2 shows that we were on, they were sold out.
Yeah.
Standing room, sold out shows. So, like, would be very hard and very, like, emotionally hard for those guys. And I really do feel I even put up something on my Instagram, just going, all of here at like, in Queensland wrestling especially, we're all behind you. We're all a family. If you need anything, message us. Because I know people like Bobby would open the doors to 3 count, I think.
Yeah.
I know, like, there are a lot of people that want to help out. So just don't feel like you guys are all on your own. Put it that way.
The silver lining to the dark cloud is that pretty much everyone on that card is really good at what they do. They, you know, have a love for this, and people around will want to see them continue that work. So it's been good to see the people kind of pouring out that love for those people and saying, hey, you know, we've got your back. We want to see you continue working. Talk to us if you need. And I really hope that all the people, you know, that got blindsided by this get the opportunity to keep doing stuff that they love. Because, it's always sad when there's less wrestling. Like, there's always too much wrestling. You can't always get to everything. But at the same time, every spot that goes away is a spot that someone could have worked on. So
yeah, and it was hard because those guys weren't really in the nature of branching out to other places. They were very much like dedicated to UPW, which is fine. But it's just like when that goes away, they're like, oh shit, I've not done.
Yeah, I haven't built up a network. Like it's like the PC. I think it's sort of PCW in Melbourne were a bit that way early on. It was like people worked PCW and that was it. So like, it's hard to then branch out and be like, hey, I want to like try and get my name out there and work on these other shows. So yeah, if you were at UPW and being like, these shows are going great and I'm getting my feet under me, getting some steam behind me, and then it's just gone. It's tough, and
that's why
you look at some of the people that have come out of there, like Andre Irons, Bones, Jesse Love. Like it was producing quality talent.
Yeah, Diamond, EC Diamond. There's from there
EC
as well.
Diamond, yeah.
It's like the one good thing I'll say, and the kind of the lucky thing for them, is that in those last couple of months, I know that like myself and Mitch had worked there fairly regularly. Like Bobby has worked there fairly regularly as well. So they have got to know.
I don't know that Bobby ever wrestled there. I know that his uncle, Officer Robert Bishop, wrestled there.
Yeah, well, he's got ties.
Which
is ironic. Anyway, yeah, that's all we can really say on the matter. I'm sure stuff will come out eventually where everyone will know what's actually happened, but it's not legally. It's not our place to say at the moment what's going on. So that's all I can say. That, and like the guys at UPW, if you're watching, reach out if you want to talk. We're here. So, and
for like fans to support these people that are branching out into these new places, make them feel loved when they do get to new.
Yeah, that's another thing that sucked as well. Is like the fans don't know what the hell happened.
No.
Yeah.
Just 1 minute they were going to a show in
tomorrow
night.
Yeah.
Tomorrow night was supposed to be the show. And now it's just gone. I assume they all got their refunds, and they might have been going, wonder what this. I hope they got sent emails at least.
And there's no Facebook page to ask about it either. You know, like there's an old Facebook group for UPW fans that I happen to still be a part of, and the question was getting posted in there, like what's going on. So
I did notice that the website's still up, but I don't know if they'd be responding to any questions on the website. But
so look,
it's a bit
sucky situation.
Sucky situation. But
and like you said,
the guys out there, like they can reach out.
Yeah, I think that one of the reasons that people did do, like, there were those people who were kind of UPW exclusive, inverted commas, is that there was a while where they were doing every fortnight they had a show because they had the academy that they were working out of. And even during COVID, like 2020, they were having 2 shows a month. So there are guys who worked their butts off and don't, have that exposure in other places. So I'm excited to see when those people branch out and, get the opportunity to spread their wings a little bit more. I'm excited to see what can happen for them in the future because everyone's behind those people. So that's the
100%. Yeah,
awesome.
100%.
And
let's get on to some positive stuff.
I was going to say, in Queensland wrestling, there's tons of opportunities, and guys like, Andre Irons and Damian the Snake Daniels, and where could they wrestle? Maybe somewhere like Pro Wrestling League. Well, Pro Wrestling League had a massive show just a couple of weeks ago that we're going to review right now. Just a heads up, after that, we're going to review Riot City Wrestling. If you haven't seen the Riot City Rumble, we're about to review that. You can catch a link in the description or head on over because it's free on YouTube, so you can catch it there. And the same goes for Pro Wrestling League's Enter the Grindhouse. Go on, Tom.
Yeah, no, just because your little catchphrase, free on YouTube, there was a post up this week as well. EPW have made This Is Our House free on Vimeo. So you can go on their Vimeo channel and you can watch that for free.
You will have to use the discount code. The discount code is Thank You Stormy. That's only going to work for, I think, a week. So get in there, make sure you get that code in Thank You Stormy, and get a copy of that show. We reviewed it last week. So watch our review, then watch the show, or watch the show, then watch the review, and compare your thoughts with us, and leave it in a comment on the YouTube video of the review that we did. Build that engagement. But the idea of getting that show for free on Vimeo, that's one of the most stacked shows Australian wrestling has ever seen. So for free with the code Thank You Stormy on EPW Vimeo, absolutely get amongst it. But back to the stuff that's free on YouTube. Pro Wrestling League's Enter the Grindhouse had this terrible voice that you're hearing right now on commentary, and opened up with Ricky Utomi coming out to cut a promo and ending up wrestling a man who you may have figured this out if you were watching the YouTube version. I am a very big fan of the young man that stepped up to the plate, DC Dante. Now, Todd, I think we were talking and you didn't get much of a chance to see a lot of the matches on this card. Is that right? Because you were backstage preparing for some chaos.
We were kind of preparing for war.
Yeah, that's right. So I've got kind of my thoughts from the night, but Jamie, you've watched the show. What did you think of DC Dante challenging Ricky Utomi for the Pro Wrestling League Championship, accompanied by Riker, I should add?
I like this as a way to debut someone, not just a surprise opponent or something like that. It was Dante working as a cameraman, getting dragged into the ring, and then that breaking down and becoming a match, which was fun. And I really enjoyed his style. Like, he mixes in the martial arts kicks and striking. I was like, oh, this is very different to pretty much anyone else on the Pro League roster, which is a great start when you stand out for what you do, and then to do it well as well is really good. Yeah, really effective debut for him. He kind of looked quite strong, even though it was ultimately a loss for Dante. And on the flip side, Ricky did everything in his power to make sure Dante looked good, which is great. The one thing I was kind of critical of was the referee made the count from like the butt side of the pin. And I was like, maybe be a bit wary of that, because it made it so hard to like believe that
he could
was
see the
ever
shoulders
kicking out.
from there.
Yeah. When he went for that pin, I was like, well, he's definitely never kicking out. Maybe.
Yeah, I'm a huge DC Dante fan. The kid's had a couple of matches now and like just killed it every time. I'm super impressed by him. Super nice dude. And like you said about Ricky Utomi, you can tell that Ricky has been involved in Dante coming up, because he very clearly gave a lot to someone making their main card debut on the show. Dante looked $1 million here, and Ricky did not have to give him as much as he did, right? Like, Ricky's the champion.
Yeah, not as the champion. Yeah, he could have just steamrolled over him.
Yeah, could have given him a low blow and then started the match from there and go for it. Just quickly, we do have someone in the chat, one Jake Nova, quote, "I heard you call me a pussy, Todd. Caught in 4K. I'll find you. I know where you manage." So, Nova, I hear he's going to be down in Coffs Harbour this weekend.
Yeah, which I'm pretty confident that Jake can't get over the border, so...
All right, well, the gauntlet thrown down. But yeah, I think that this is also... The thing with the Pro Wrestling League Championship over the last 10 months has been that it's been building to Utomi and Yeet finally getting the climax to that story. And so having Ricky build up the prestige of the title by showing that the young guys are hungry for it, showing that he's going to keep grasping onto it with both hands any way that he can, using Riker to his advantage, who... There are very few people in Australian wrestling who look like they could rip you limb from limb like Riker does. Like, if nothing else, the look of Riker is 100% there. That dude is scary and he is wide. So having him as muscle for Utomi, I think, is just great stuff. I think that this did everything that it set out to do. I think that the promo that Utomi cut, where he's trying to pretend to be a good guy, but you can see the cracks in it really clearly, I think is a fun way to do his character. I liked this quite a lot. Todd, if you've got any to add, just jump in. What was that, Jamie?
Just on the flip side with Dante, because it was the way that they established him as he was just a cameraman and got dragged into a fight, I think that's a great way to debut someone, because they don't have to be stressing about, this is my character as well. It was just focus on what you do.
The ironic thing is he is an actual cameraman.
Yeah, he's a good photographer.
He's an actual good photographer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the other thing about him coming in that way is it makes sense for the character as well, because the character of DC Dante isn't, a big flamboyant, I love Captain Joseph Blackheart. It would not make sense to debut him on a show from being a cameraman, right? But that's not who Dante is. Dante's a dude who's going to kick and punch you very hard. And so having him come in from the camera position works. And I also like that it kind of does acknowledge that a lot of the people working on these shows in those spots are often trainees. And so, you know, when I think back to when I got into Queensland wrestling, and there was always this massive dude who was like holding a camera or working the lights, and then Yeet Stevens debuted, and it's like, oh hey, I've seen that guy before. Like, it makes those pieces fit as well, which I really like.
I had my nose broke at a new Valhalla show by referee Roberto.
Oh, there you go. Wow. Well, that's
intentionally or accidentally.
He says accidentally, looking back.
Maybe not.
I remember a lot of James Yeager refereeing for a while there, and then that leading into a turn. Anyway.
Yeah, looking back on DC Dante too, he's I believe he's had like professional fights too as well. I can't remember if it's like kickboxing or Muay Thai or what it is, but he's an actual like trained fighter.
He's a shoot fighter.
Well. Yeah, okay. So that really helps in like his striking,
his style,
his style. Mitch and I worked him in his debut, I think, at the grading. We did a grading show at 3 Count Academy, and he came out and had a match. It wasn't a show, it was just a grading, but he had a match with Mitch, and we went through some stuff. And yeah, he's really good. He's really going to get better with age.
And like, we all know Mitch can wrestle a broom, but quietly that grading was one of the better matches I've seen this year. Like, you can tell that with the right opponent, Dante is going to put on stellar performances up and down the card. So
yeah, well,
he's definitely
the best thing. Like, taking behind the curtain a little bit, there was a spot in the match where he got lost a little bit, but he didn't freeze and just went with the flow, which is so hard to just take that in naturally. So like, that right there tells you he's got a lot of potential.
Oh, absolutely. And Alex Fireheart in the chat saying, if you're going to let someone debut for a promotion like this, having them hold their own against a chicken shit heel is a good way to go about it. Felt very believable that Ricky needed help despite being against someone with less experience. Yeah, I think you've nailed it there, Alex. And it makes Dante look good, but that's what Ricky's used to doing to keep the title anyway. He's used to cheating. That's what he falls back on. So it doesn't break the believability for the character that as soon as something's not going his way, he's going to fall back on that. That's what he does. Yeah, I think that this was a really nice piece of business.
It's not the dominant champion all of a sudden relying on help.
Yeah, it's not like, you know, the top guy in the promotion who wins every match by blood, sweat, and tears is all of a sudden, you know, only getting narrow 2 counts against this trainee. Like, it's totally believable what they did, and the match was fun, so I really liked it. Speaking of matches that I thought were a lot of fun, the AWA Openweight Championship on the line with Craven defending that title against Zeke Andino, Damian the Snake Daniels, and Christina Cade in a 4-way match. And I said this quietly to a couple of people. I think that, and I think I was saying it on commentary, Christina Cade came back from the EPW camp. AWA Openweight, Pro Wrestling League Openweight, whatever we want to call it, Alex. It's, you know, being listed as both, so I think that's interesting. Christina Cade came back from the EPW Super Camp, a different wrestler. Like, truly.
Yeah, it's one of the few titles that sort of, like, migrated over from the AWA days. Put it that way. It's still like badged AWA, but it's known as the PWL now.
And I remember
they've done it here is because it was like PWL versus AWA top show. Show.
And the point of it when it started was to be defended in kind of every promotion anyway. So the fact that it was the AWA title was kind of irrelevant. But yeah, it is still technically labeled the AWA Openweight title, even though I think we call it the PWL title a lot. But yeah, Christina Cade in this match, showing what she took away from the Super Camp, I thought was absolutely unreal. I've always been a fan, but I think this and another match that she had the other night is like, oh yeah, she's working at just a great level at this point coming back from that. Zeke Andino is someone who always delivers. We've talked about him in this spot. I think the heel turn's really interesting. I don't know how much the character is coming through in the little moments is what I'm kind of looking for more from Zeke. But if you want to talk about a character that comes through in the little moments, Damian the Snake Daniels, my goodness, that man cannot go 3 seconds without calling the crowd losers. I love just how committed he is to the bit and throwing the L at everyone. Great stuff. And then, Craven with the Openweight Championship has just been doing exactly what the Openweight is meant for, which is getting on somewhere in the middle of the card, putting on an absolute banger and having the crowd in the palm of their hand. I think that everyone delivered here. I'm excited to see what goes forward with Zeke with this storyline. And Craven's been a great champion. Jamie, thoughts on this one?
So firstly, I will say classic Lachlan commentary with the DSD snake striking with venom line. Do you even remember saying that?
Not at all. Not even a little bit.
As soon as it came out of your mouth, I was like, that's a Lachlan quote. But match-wise, like you said, Christina, she was just exuding confidence on this. As soon as she came out, I was like, oh, she's changed. Immediately noticed the change that she took from the trip to Perth. I think Zeke is, like you said, doing great work as a heel. He bumped his ass off to make Christina look great as well. But then in the character moments, just the little things like pulling her hair, just being way more arrogant than he's ever been. And at one point, tormenting children in the front row. I was like,
yep,
that's not the Zeke I know, but that's the new Zeke, so that makes a lot of sense. The finish was maybe a little bit convoluted. It felt like they watched the three-way from EPW last week with Jess, Shay, and Rita, and kind of tried to do that of like, you hit your move and then I'll hit my finishing move and then I'll hit mine, and it'll end up Craven is the last one to hit it, so he wins. And it didn't really flow as smoothly as the three-way did, but it still was effective and everyone looked really good on this, and it does a nice job of building to what I imagine is where it's ultimately leading of Zeke versus Craven one-on-one, with Zeke being like, I haven't had a fair one-on-one shot since I lost this belt. Like, what's going on?
Yeah. And there's still the factor of, Craven kind of owes EC Diamond a shot for presenting the corpse of Zeke Andino a few shows ago.
Yep.
So there's story going on there that I'm really enjoying.
Sorry, can we just for a second? I just got a message from Mitch. Right
here we go.
That Dante told him the other day he won the Taekwondo World Championships in 2019-2020, and he was at one point ranked number 4 in the world for Muay Thai.
Jesus.
Yeah. So dude can strike.
Dude can go.
Sorry to whoever gets kicked by him anytime.
Yeah,
I'm glad I was like, no manager spots.
Yeah, that's right. The fact that people are surviving against him is a credit to his ring work, because he could hit much harder. Alex Fireheart in the chat saying, even though he got some boos for hitting Christina, Craven comes off to me as a character that was going to be like, hey, I'm here to keep my title. I don't give a shit. I'll beat you up too. So it tracked. I really liked the way Craven is a fighter. He's going to fight for that title. And obviously he spent more time beating up the heels than he did beating up Christina. And there were those like cool stereo segments where Craven and Christina were on one side and Zeke and DSD were on the other. I think that's just a lot of fun, right?
Yeah.
It's good, especially in a show like this when you've got a lot of violence and a lot of chaos and stuff going on. I think having those fun moments, especially in this point in the card, is really important. The next match on this show was one that I was so excited for when I saw it on the card, and then it was not even a little bit the match that I thought it was going to be, but I still thought it delivered in spades. This was Solomon Blackwell defeating Andre Irons. Jamie, what did you think of Irons and Blackwell?
Before you do that, mate, we have somebody here.
Somebody who needs to put a background up is why I haven't put him in yet. Todd.
No, there's no background.
No background.
He was going to. Ha! Lachlan.
Just outside of Bendigo, boys. Hello, good evening. Hello, viewer.
Jeff Steady joins the chat. Jeff, always good to have you here, mate.
Thank you. Lovely.
What if I throw to you then, halfway through this review? did you manage to catch Solomon Blackwell and Andre Irons as part of PWL's Grindhouse show?
It was so good. It was so good. It could have gone on for another 10 minutes, in my opinion. I can understand why they kind of trimmed it and made sort of Blackwell get the fluky win and be the shit heel. But it was terrific. I loved that. I thought that was a great, hard-hitting, good, scientific, but hard-hitting matchup. I loved it. Solomon is just the future. Every time I see him, he seems to have added more moves to his arsenal. Obviously, your influence on him, Todd. And
it's all him.
and you can't say enough good things about Andre Irons. The guy's he's still relatively new in his career, and he's just kicking it out of the park.
Unfortunately, Andre
needs to learn to dive.
He broke his wrist on the weekend, unfortunately, so he's out for 5 or 6 weeks, I think it is.
Because I was just about to say, I really want to see him against Nate Hunter at some point, because that's just that's the kind of match where I'd be going, oh, get me the popcorn, I'm watching this one. So yeah, very, very, very good match. It was a great show. This PWL show was fantastic.
Yeah, and Andre, I am such a big fan of, and his tag team partner Bones in Good Boys Inc., which they are just so. Of course, that's the name for their tag team. That's just who they are. They're the Good Boys.
They're a couple of good boys.
They are a couple of good boys, and they're incorporated.
They're a couple of good boys.
Yeah, I wanted so much more of this, and the fact that they didn't give me more shows how smart these two are. The idea of more Blackwell and Irons in the future is just so exciting. I want to see more of both of these guys individually and more of them against each other. Bloody DJ in the chat saying Andre is on fire. So sad to see him injured. Jamie, what did you think of Blackwell versus Irons?
I think this was the shortest match on the card, but it was my favorite match on the card. These two killed it in the time that they had. It's like, just prove to me that you don't need to have 15 or 20 minutes to have a banger. Like, you can have an incredible match in 5 minutes where both guys look awesome with what they wanted to get across. Andre just looked like he had all this fire, all the flying around, and then Solomon did Solomon things, looked cool as hell, did the technical wrestling, but then had story woven into it as well, of like, particularly from yourself, Lachlan, and commentary of like him questioning Mitch and like asking like, oh, back when I was here, you were a bad guy and I left you because you were being a dickhead. And now I'm back and you're a good guy, but you kind of lost everything. So maybe come back to the dark side with me. And yeah, Solomon went real dark side on this. So yeah, these two, give them 20 minutes and I'll watch it all day, because they did awesome in about 6.
I think that it is no surprise that Solomon Blackwell is as close to Davis Storm as he is. You can tell the storytelling mentality of Davis Storm is right here in this match. Of like, let's go, let's make it really quick and snappy, but I am going to cheat just enough to get over the line like I used to, but I'm still going to be like out wrestling, you know. It's not just cheating, that's just part of the repertoire. Like, I am such a Solomon fan. I am such a Solomon fan. Everything he does.
Solomon has definitely given us some things to think about.
Thanks, Todd. Good to hear. I'm really excited to see where that goes. And another thing that's going to go somewhere interesting is the new number 1 contender for the Pro Wrestling League Championship. And it's the same as the old number 1 contender for the championship. That's right. Alex Stevens managed to beat Jackson Cross, Roberto, and BK Calloway in a 4-way match to become the new number 1 contender again. Before anything else, I love that the man has a first name and Yeet is now a nickname. As soon as it happened, I said it to him. I said, I love that you've got a first name now, because I know that his mother didn't name him Yeet. Right? And so it opens up to this being more of a fully formed person that has character rather than a character being portrayed by a person.
You can be a champion now.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know that I've been on his back for ages about doing that.
Mm.
There are other people like that as well. Renegade. But
Renegade! Sorry, there's an off going around up here in Queensland. Renegade! Oh, that's terrible.
I thought his first name was Big.
No. Well, there was a while when we were in like a feud with him, and I kept calling him Renegade.
This was, I think, a really well done match where you've got Roberto, who's put on a bit of size recently. Really, the smallest man in the match, I think, is a really fun.
Sorry, I just got a message from Renegade, and Renegade, I'll say you govy if I have to. I'll drop the govy if you want to keep going.
Oh boy! Oh.
Oh, Stephanie clearly didn't like that.
No, she's now lost complete train of thought. I forgot to tell you because you last week you boys all put over Brooksy's the way Brooksy looks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and we're talking about it's not Slat. He's not Body by Biz.
Yeah, no, he's not.
Okay.
Oh, he's not.
He made it. He messaged me to make it clear that you guys say that.
Yes,
he's like, my trainer works really hard. My trainer works really hard. I know Slex is doing a lot of guys. Don't give him the credit for this as well.
I know I've come to the party a bit late, but geez, I enjoyed the opener. I really like that way to introduce DC Dante, and even Lachlan. I'm gonna give you a compliment here, but even the fact that you kind of went, it's going to have one less angle because there's a cameraman who's in the ring at the moment. A really nice way to call that. I thought that was well done, mate, and you deserve a lot of credit for it. But I do agree.
And that's the last time I get a compliment.
Oh, shut up. I'm talking. See, I do agree, though. It's so nice that Yeet has a name because it kind of rounds him out a little bit more. We're not in the 80s anymore, and even Ugg is beginning to be known as a person. And the fact that he's now talking kind of rounds him out. Obviously, we'll talk more about Ugg next week.
When you walk in the ring wearing a suit, kind of kills the Ugg-man, the caveman thing, doesn't it?
True. I thought. What did you think of this match, Jamie? Before I talk about it,
the 4-way.
Yeah,
I thought it was really nice in terms of good structuring to make them all look big and like some big beefy dudes in Queensland. What is going on up there? Poor Roberto looked tiny, even though he is much bigger than he ever used to be.
Yeah, Seb in the chat saying, I was shocked with how swole Roberto was looking in that match.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing really well.
And yeah, but like match-wise, I thought it was structured really well to build the momentum for Yeet to like progressively take out the bigger and bigger guys. And then they did the spot to eliminate Roberto, the stomp it looked deadly. So then when Yeet kicked out of the same move, he was like, oh, okay, Yeet's built different. And it made more sense that he then went on to get the win in this, and kind of proves that he's also learning from his previous encounters too, because he's one step ahead of Ricky's sneak attacks now.
Also, BK Callaway is a UPW product as well. I think he's got a big future. He's really good size to him. I know he's only a young guy dude too. So, like, I hope that he grows more. I know we've been using him up at Wide Bay as well. And everything he's been put in has been really good. So, yeah, big props to BK. Because this was sort of a step up for him in sort of like match.
Caliber of opponent.
Because primarily in UPW anyway, he was a tag team wrestler.
Okay, yep.
So, and his tag team partner is someone who like held the UPW heavyweight title a bunch of times, like a really experienced, like very familiar to the crowd. So, a little bit sink or swim for BK working by himself, and I love what he's doing. I think he's phenomenal.
I thought they all looked really, really good in this. Like everyone looked like a monster that could could have won this at any moment.
Yeah, Jeff, did you get your say on this match, mate?
Not yet. I really like this. I thought this was also a nice way to introduce or reintroduce a couple of people who had obviously padded out, because there's Roberto specifically I don't think I'd seen a lot of before, and it was really impressive and fun. Like, this whole show was fun. You got the feeling, even Utomi's shit-eating grin going, "Oh, I'm doing all of this for you." I thought that was an excellent promo. I think he's done great things with the belt. And I was so impressed with Jackson Cross. Just like big and looks menacing and look good. The fact that some of those guys stood toe-to-toe with Yeet means that future heavyweight division in PWL is going to be incredible. Whether Yeet takes it off Utomi, you know, who knows? Because Utomi's gold with that belt. But yeah, I love this match. I also think the sequences built together nicely. And as Jamie, I also noticed that stomp looked like death, and then the kick out of the stomp, just amazing. Just beautiful work. All four clearly wanted to make this match something special as well. So yeah, it was great.
Yeah, because like if Yeet had just kicked out of the stomp without the one before it, it would have been like, oh yeah, that's impressive. But to have that first one and then him to kick out immediately was like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, really well structured here. And another big multi-person match, another one with 4 bodies in the ring. The PWL Tag Team Championship on the line. Strong 94 ready to defend against Culture. Unfortunately, Moko making his way out by himself. But not to worry, from the desk, the tag team therapist, Chris Dink, had a partner for Moko all lined up. The tearaway pants came off and Chris Dink got in there. Unfortunately, taking a spear from his tag team partner, Moko, at the end there. Jamie, how did you like Strong 94 versus Moko and Dink?
This was one I love the structure of too, like with the kind of makeshift Chris Dink partnership with Moko, the way they construct it with Strong 94 doing all combo tag maneuvers, and contrasting with the makeshift team of Dink trying to prove to Moko that, hey, I can hang with you guys, and Moko just being like, go away, like you don't belong in here with me.
No, you
awesome.
can't.
Certified JJ has really solidified as that's who this is now. It's not Papi and JJ anymore. They are one and the same. And I feel like he wants to be a heel so bad. Because like they were kind of makeshift heels in this because of Chris Dink being the replacement, who's just mega popular. So Strong 94 kind of just were the pseudo heels, and JJ just fits that so well. And just a great ending with Moko hitting the spear. Like, oh, okay, he's going to be a dangerous heel, whether it's with the rest of Culture or solo.
Yeah, Macho Man Andy Savage in the chat saying, how good is Chris? It's so easy to like a funny guy who doesn't take himself too seriously. That's the thing about Chris Dink, is it's like, that's him as a person. He is so likable, and he just gets that across and just doesn't pretend to be anything other than a likable guy who is going to get his butt kicked a lot of the time. And it works. He
also plays
poor Dink.
He also plays a really good, funny straight man, if that makes sense. Like, he can do that so well, because especially when I would do commentary on the Purge shows, he played the straight man to me so well with that. He's just got that really good, like, comic sensibility where he knows when to not try and get the funnier joke, but when to just take it and go, right, yes, okay, yep, you got me, fine. The way he does that is just brilliant. And just the fact that, like, just in case he wore his tearaway pants.
I loved that. Just
lucky.
Yeah.
It's just lucky he always wears them.
That popped me as well. Look, I thought this
always
was
bring
so
your gear.
fun.
Always bring
I
your
thought
gear.
this was so fun. Moko is the shit. Like, the guy is just the best. I'm so big on all three of culture, but Moko particularly really holds up his end in the ring. I think it's just a matter of time before they're everywhere. Like, I know we've been saying that for about a year, haven't we? But it really is. Dink played his part so well because it was never believable that they'd actually win, because it was that thing of, well, he's not a part-timer, but then some of those hope spots, you're like, oh, maybe. No. Or maybe. You know what I mean? Like, it just had that.
It's like, if he can get Moko in there, Moko can deliver.
Yeah, Moko can do the rest. He's just got to survive.
He did deliver. He delivered a fucking huge spear. And I like the, Dink and Moko also kind of blended together, like almost as a one night only type thing. You got the feeling you were seeing something quite special. I loved it. I loved it also because it was fun. Again, it was fun. Again, it was this sense of humor behind it all, because my thought is with the main event, which we'll talk about, was deadly serious. Like, that's a match that you have to take seriously, and you have to have huge. The stakes were huge. The grounding was huge. Everybody was incredible in that main. We'll come to that in a minute, including the bloke there as I'm sitting. Fantastic job. I know I've got the gig. I don't need to worry. But it's that thing of everything else had to have some levity. And this match delivered that in spades with an ultra serious ending that just turned on the dime. And the second Moko speared him, it just sneered at the camera. I was just like, oh, this is great. This is what makes Aussie wrestling so good. Because Moko will still get cheers because he's so damn good. But we still know he's so damn evil. Amazing. Just really good.
Yeah, and Alex Fireheart nailing it, saying Strong 94 definitely leaned at the very least tweener in this, right up until the betrayal at the end, and it suited them pretty naturally. I think that, like we were saying before, like that heel element for JJ coming in there, this, ability of those guys to be so charismatic, regardless of kind of exactly how they're leaning, I think is really excellent. What a great tag team. Obviously, Renegade is just a great all-rounder, and JJ is the sky's the limit for that kid. Like, talk about somebody who's got all the tools in the toolbox at a young age. And you can definitely see Puppy coming through.
Will Ospreay's favorite young wrestler.
Yep. Will Ospreay a fan.
How has he not put that in his bio yet?
Because
I know, right?
Publicly, I don't think.
Yeah, well. Todd said it.
Anyway,
I would have taken it around with it.
Yeah, for sure. So that keeps the tag team titles on Strong 94 to end the first half of the show, and the second half of the show was one big ol' match. So let's talk about the main event here. It was a Grindhouse match for full ownership of Pro Wrestling League and AWA. Team PWL versus Team AWA. So on one side, you've got Team AWA was Trent O'Day and Sam Cannon, aka Violence Business, Jesse Daniels, Rip Riley, and Showtime Jake Nova, all representing AWA. And then on Team Pro League, you had Cockroach and Tar, aka Waycall's Most Wanted. You had Zero, the owner of Pro Wrestling League, aka Jesse. You also had Mitch Ryder and Bobby Bishop. Unfortunately, early into the match, a bit of glass gets used. A bottle gets cracked over Tar's head, and he gets some glass in his eye, and the medics take him out of the match. But to keep it 5-on-5, the former co-owner of Pro Wrestling League, Mitch McCarthy, makes his way into the structure, because this match was a big 5-on-5, no disqualification match surrounded by construction fencing to keep everyone in. And so McCarthy evens the odds in what I am certain will be McCarthy's last match ever. The fact that he said so about 18 times that night, I think, will confirm that. So this was utter chaos. Todd, you were involved in this one as a little bit, as well as being on commentary with me. I'll get your thoughts on it first, mate. Obviously, you're a bit close to it, but I want to hear your takes.
Yeah, because I actually had to come out during intermission to help put the cage together, and that thing was solid. Aside from the one that I don't know how hard he hit it, but he must have hit that thing fucking hard for it to break the
Bust
way it
open.
did. Yeah, because I doubly made sure all that stuff was staying put. So, but it was just a car crash, and you know, because I showed you up on the commentary table, my hand got cut open. I had little cuts all over my hand from when I was trying to help Tar get out of the ring from that bottle. So that shit wasn't cool. That shit wasn't cool at all. But yeah,
And
that was.
Sorry, go on, mate.
No, I will say like that end of that match was just like being in that ring with all those guys at the end of the match. You could feel the crowd, just that crowd getting behind everyone. It was such a good feeling.
Yeah,
not one I'm used to. Put it that way.
Wakehol's Most Wanted are notable for taking stuff that nobody should rightfully take, and Tar with that bottle. I was not a fan of that. Woof. But, you know, that's Tar and Cockroach to a T. Macho Man and Andy Savage in the chat saying, I don't understand the briefcase sorrow thing. Does he live in the briefcase, or is it a supernatural thing where it summons him? If we flash back a little while, there was a feud a while back that culminated in Bobby Bishop trapping Sorrow inside the supernatural briefcase. They went into the briefcase and traveled through some other worlds. And when Bobby finally defeated Sorrow, he trapped him in the briefcase. Sebastian in the chat saying he is a briefcase hermit crab. Yeah, very true.
Was
Jeff,
Bobby involved in writing that story? Because that sounds like a very Bobby story.
I think it was all a part of being about the Fire Pro Wrestling part of it.
The fact that part of the match happened in Fire Pro was, it popped me. So I was in the crowd. It popped me unbelievably. I was sure we were going to see an old match through time and space happen. But anyway, Jeff, what did you think of the Enter the Grindhouse 5-on-5 match?
It got to the point where I was like, this is almost too much. But then I was giggling so hard because
when you manage some of those guys, you're like, yeah, this is too much. Please stop hurting me.
Yeah. From that perspective, not from anything else. But then you kind of realize that PWL takes a lot from Shikara. Like even that explanation of the Bobby Bishop Sorrow thing, that's very Shikara. Like, you know, it really is almost a comic strip. I want to say
that storyline with Sorrow and Bobby, very much like that.
Yeah.
From last year was very much like that.
I want to say how absolutely amazing Jesse Daniels has been in this storyline. Like, everything aside, he has done so much heavy lifting in terms of promos. Zero looked incredible. Like, Zero just looked fabulous. Everyone played their roles so well. As I said, including Todd. Todd, you did really, really nice work. Everybody contributed well to making the match an event, and it worked. It worked absolutely perfectly. Those kinds of things with so many bodies can so easily become a clusterfuck. And the fact is, this never did. It stayed logical. It stayed hard-hitting because they hit the shit out of it. Like, all 10 wrestlers worked to just beat the piss out of each other. But I was...
It's going to end up being like 12, 13 by the end of it. There's a lot of people in this.
That's quite true. And I think that the fact that the camera work was smart and followed everybody, the fact that the direction of it was really, really good. And that ending, I was like, holy shit, he's back. I was so happy to see him. Someone I've never met, someone I don't know, but yeah, and he looked incredible. Adam looked amazing coming out there, and he's just gone, I'm at the top of the card now. And just beautiful. Just every aspect of this match worked perfectly. And well done, Todd and Lachlan. You were competent on the call. There you go.
And fingers in ears.
It was one of those things where, like, after a while, I just kind of laid out because there was those three guys were doing the call, and that was fine. And I'm watching it, and I'm just realizing all I'm doing here is reacting to when Mitch gets hit. As pretty much.
Yeah, you're a protective dad.
Yeah, I really was, because I think even Mitch put a photo up yesterday of, like, there's a photo of him just after he got power bombed into the ladder.
Yep.
And you see his reaction. Then it pans across, and you can see me on the commentary table just going like that. So it was the one thing I do love about it is because this has been a story that we have literally built since the show after. Well, we started it technically at the Super Show.
Yes.
Is when the start of that angle was.
No, it was before then, wasn't it?
Well, the kickoff to it was.
Because I was at the show when they did the Concerto chair shot, Bobby and Jesse.
That was Bobby and Jesse's story. The story
and then that kind of fed into the
AWA,
PWL stuff. Yeah.
Everything fed into it. Like the stuff with Mitch and I fed into the stuff with Bobby and Jesse, because Jesse got kicked out and he had to find a way back in. That was his way back in. So that was like, for them to keep that and to keep it a cohesive story through the whole year is really, it's not an easy feat to do. And it requires a lot of work. And like, hats off to Jesse for being able to, like, steward that with help from others around, like with the other Jesse and myself and a couple of other guys. Just the fact that he's smart enough to know that he doesn't know everything. So he bounces ideas off everybody and just made it such a cohesive story over the full year. So my hat's off to him for that.
Absolutely. A couple of comments in the chat. Sorry, Jamie, I'll pass you in a second. Bloody DJ saying, I watched this on YouTube and this was an incredible match. The camera followed the action really well, considering how much was going on. Alex Firehart said the bottle spot getting Tar taken out threw me off at first, since it seemed like it went off without a hitch, until the commentary bit like 5 to 10 minutes later when Todd said that they saw glass in his eye. And Alex went, oh, okay, yeah, that's fair. Get that looked at. Mark M and Andy Savage says, I was flatter than a biscuit when Outback Adam retired before the Brisbane Super Show. I'm happy he's back. I'll also throw in one of my favorite things from the match was hearing that the coast to coast into the bin on Trento Day was, if anything, overshot, and he took an absolute mouthful of foot on it because Mitch soared through the air. He had his knees to his chest and still boot to face all the way across the ring. Jamie, what did you think of the main event?
Shock horror Mitch Ryder overshot a coast to coast. Kid's got hops.
Oh dear, I hope he's okay. I hope it didn't hurt. Oh no.
Poor Trent. So I was just going to say, like, Todd was talking about how they have structured this story over the past, like, 10 to 12 months. But then it also was in this match too. You had all those callbacks to the chair shot between Bobby and Jesse and all of the, like, Way Coles and Trent and that in their parts. Mitch and Mitch had sort of teaming up moments, and it was just really nice to see all of those story beats that had been there feeding into this, then called back in the match as well. Structure-wise, they did such a good job of making sure that there was one clear, obvious thing for the camera people to focus on. Like, with so many people in this match, and we even saw it when New Japan did their dog pound match, it was harder to follow because there was kind of stuff happening everywhere. This one was much more focused on, okay, this is what you want to look at right now. These guys are kind of just over here just beating on each other. We can disregard them for a couple of minutes.
Mitch getting put through that table, that Kishi driver through the table, that table did not break any kind of fall.
No, it just exploded into a million pieces.
That table just gave up.
Yeah.
I said to Rip backstage, man, if I was a table, I'd try and run away from you too, brother.
This match was absolute chaos. It's to run through everything that happened would be a fool's errand. But, you know, the return of Sorrow, the return of Outback Adam, Alex Fireheart
Huge pop for Adam too.
Massive pop. Yeah. Alex Fireheart in the chat saying, Todd on comms telling off Lachlan, going, hey, I'm trying to turn over a new leaf. Don't make me go back again, was a funny moment. Alex Fireheart also said, as someone who saw Sorrow and Mitch McCarthy under an old name wrestle each other on the first wrestling show Alex ever attended in the same ring again, popped me. Yeah, that's it's very cool that those guys are still going at it at that level. Wild Angel asks, how was Jake Swanton to the floor? Because we couldn't see much of it.
It was through cockroach and a table.
Still wild.
Ridiculous stuff. Yeah. And like the ladders and Mitch hopping over a ladder and just pure carnage. Like this is...
And like Zero as well, like Jeff said, he looked incredible, like he was in incredible shape, which doesn't really surprise me.
Yeah.
But in ring, it's like he hadn't missed a step either. He was hitting everything with like perfect crispness. And then when the main one that I noticed was he did the sort of double stomp off the corner.
Yeah.
The look of glee on his face when he hit that, I was like, that's a guy that knows what he's doing. He knows what he's doing.
He is sadistic. Yeah. The thing is too, like that is a guy who dead set has not wrestled since 2018, 2019, maybe.
Yeah, I think I looked, and since the start of 2018, this was his second match.
Yeah, because I know he was on a homecoming in a tag match, when part of like our faction Next Level, and I think
he was in
time.
Like 2 tag matches in 2017, and then before that, everything was like 2016 and back. So it's been genuinely almost a decade.
Yeah, it's almost annoying how like he just picked it up again.
Yeah, he just slotted straight back in there. It's like, if he wanted to wrestle next week, okay.
No, he wouldn't.
I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
No, okay. He was trying to find ways out of it during the day.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Breaking, we've got a comment from Trento Day in the chat saying, couldn't care less about AWA, I'm going to hurt Bobby Bishop. Thanks for the update.
What did Bobby ever do to you, Trent?
Alex Fireheart saying could definitely have fooled me that he hadn't wrestled in that long and then just does a standing shooting star press like it was nothing. Yeah, dude's unreal.
Also, I have to ask, Todd, why do all of your friends get bleeding noses?
Who got a bleeding nose?
Mitch.
Oh, he always gets
When
that.
is Mitch
That's
not
bleeding? Yeah.
Well, Mitch's nose was bleeding a couple of weeks ago. Lachlan's nose was bleeding. I feel like I need to just have tissues around you all the time.
You're making a huge assumption here that Lachlan is my friend.
Fair point, well made.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I stand corrected.
But yeah, look, I think that obviously I was on commentary, so I'm inclined to say this, but I thought Pro Wrestling League Enter the Grindhouse was an absolute ton of fun. I think that, top to bottom, a lot of enjoyable stuff that really ran the gamut of styles, which I really enjoy. And, that main event was absolute carnage. If nothing else, you have 5 minutes in your day to check out Solomon Blackwell and Andre Irons. Go do that.
Yeah.
Our ad break is almost long enough to watch that match, and it's unreal. But yeah, I think that this show is definitely worth watching for free on YouTube. So you should absolutely go along and catch it.
Can I just throw this out there? Because, we like booking on the fly sometimes. How about on this episode, we don't worry about talking, unless there's something you really want to bring up, we don't worry about talking about like WWE, TN, like AEW, any of that at the moment. Just for this episode, because I can already tell that we're going to go very long.
We're going to be like 2 hours for this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's for this week. If we want to talk about the American stuff we liked, we can do that during our chicken salad.
Chicken salad.
Yeah.
How would you like to do
And
that?
I especially like this choice because of the fact that it was Jamie who put the effort in today to put all that in the document and not
Yeah.
Todd. So this is the night
I
that
know.
Todd just on that.
I do actually apologise. I do actually apologise.
Some big news in that document this week too. Jesus.
I tell you what, really
not
well
really.
laid out, I noticed. Like, really easy to read. All the formatting's phenomenal.
Didn't want you stumbling over your words.
Not really.
Yeah.
I mean,
So how about like
Havoc was good. That'll do. Done.
we'll do what's coming up like this weekend.
Yeah.
If you want to do
Because
that,
this weekend's
and then
stacked, right? Like, we
Yeah.
always get this list coming from Michael Lee at the Australian Wrestling Community Facebook page. So thank you so much to him. By the way, shout out to Michael Lee for hitting up Top End Wrestling this weekend, I believe, which officially makes it he's the first pro wrestling announcer to announce in all 7 states and territories. So a big shout out there to Michael Lee, who is just killing the game, not only helping us out with these lists, but doing an awesome job around the country.
And a shout out to Michael as well for being so supportive of everything Australian wrestling. Like even our stuff, he always puts brand new information on the boards and is so supportive of everything. So shout out, Mike. That's really good. Sebastian saying release the Jamie cut. No. Fucking what's his name? The bloke who Zack Snyder doesn't want to release the Jamie cut. That's how long it is.
Yeah, that's right. Look, speaking of Michael Lee ticking off that last territory, you can find him in the Northern Territory this weekend on Saturday, November 1st at Top End's Wrestling Tag Team Triad Tournament. Just quickly, if you've never seen what Top End Wrestling do with those triad tournaments, they're one of the coolest ideas, I think, ever, where they have 3 competitors, or in this case, 3 tag teams, and they have A versus B, B versus C, C versus A, and if there's a winner from that, they win, and if there's not, then they do the triple threat tiebreak, which I think is such a cool idea for a one-night tournament. A really good, interesting way to do stuff. So shout out Top End Wrestling there. But that's not the only thing going on, around the country here this weekend. In Queensland, you can head up north to QWA's Hardcore Halloween, which is on Saturday, November 1st. In Victoria, you can head to Mayhem Pro's Halloween Havoc on Friday, October 31st, or Professional Championship Wrestling's Halloween Horror on Friday, October 31st. I'm noticing a theme here. In Western Australia, Dude Where's My Ring Perth has Nosferatu Dude, which is on Friday, October 31st.
That is such a good title.
That's a great name.
So good. And New Horizons Pro Wrestling over in Perth has Fright Night on Friday, October 31st. And the most stacked state by the looks of things is New South Wales. They've got Slam Pro Wrestling League at the Cowra Civic Centre. That's on Saturday, November 1st. PWA Pro Wrestling Australia has Penrith Spook Fest. That's happening Friday, October 31st and Saturday, November 1st and Sunday, November 2nd. You got Pacifica Wrestling Federation's PWF World Cup on Saturday, November 1st. You got Lucha Fantastica's Day of the Dead Fiesta Sydney on Saturday, November 1st. You've got IWA International Wrestling Australia's Hallow Wicked on Friday, October 31st and Power Struggle on Saturday, November 1st. Also, Wrestling Australia's got Halloween Massacre on Friday, October 31st and November Rain on Saturday, November 1st. And Wrestling Go has the Coronation on Sunday, November 2nd. But also, the company we were just talking about, Pro Wrestling League, is going to be down in New South Wales for Chaos in Coughs Saturday, November 1st. If you want tickets to that one, I know you've got to get in quick because other than the Super Show, this is the biggest show Pro Wrestling League has ever put on in terms of ticket sales. There is minimal left. Todd and I are going to be there. So if you want to get along to that one, get your tickets sorted quick because that's going to be a belter. There's also, a couple of other things coming up like Reawakening 24. If you're in Perth, that's on December 13th at Willerton Stadium. Tickets on sale now. The main event for that one's locked down. It's the EPW Championship, James Hartness versus Marcus Pitt in a steel cage. That's going to be unmissable. And then also
be violent.
Oh yeah, going to be brutal. And then coming through next year in May is World Series Wrestling's Rise Against Tour, Friday the 15th of May at Adelaide Entertainment Centre, Saturday the 16th and Sunday the 17th of May in the Melbourne Pavilion, and Monday the 18th of May at Panthers Penrith. Tickets are on sale at worldserieswrestling.com.au. We've got some talent named Bishop Dyer, the former Baron Corbin, the Good Brothers, Nick Nemeth, Shotzi, and just announced Matt Cardona going to be returning for that tour. Macho Man Andy Savage mentioned something we mentioned at the top of the show, EPW's This Is Our House. If you're interested in going along to that EPW reawakening, you should definitely check out This Is Our House if you haven't already. And you can go to their Vimeo and use the code ThankYouStormy to get that show for free from tomorrow. Free on Vimeo. That's right. And you can catch the show that we just talked about, Pro Wrestling League Enter the Grindhouse, for free on YouTube, as well as the one we're about to talk about, RCW's Riot City Rumble. Jeff.
Yeah, I just want to mention that Mayhem Pro tickets are moving like lightning. The front row has completely sold out. You can still get some GA. I know the Relentless Rumble is this Friday night. I'm not going to be there. A lot of people were asking me at MCW if I was going to be there, and it's a shame I won't be. This is going to be something incredible. Mayhem always do great shows. You do not want to miss this show. I know the three guys behind Mayhem have put a lot of effort into this one, and it's going to be one of their biggest shows of the year. Don't miss it.
There's no shortage of huge shows. In fact, shows so huge that we've got to readjust our show on the fly to cover it. Our show's getting too huge, so you need to be following. Head to twitch.tv/WrestleRadio Australia. Head to Facebook. Head to @WrestleRadio AU on all the social media to follow us. And we are going to be back to talk about what's going on over in RCW, over in Adelaide, over in Riot City Wrestling. We're going to be talking about that right after this.
Attention, trading card collectors! Are you ready to take your collection to the next level? Dive into the action with the limited edition Australian Wrestling Card, showcasing the most electrifying talents Australia has to offer. Imagine owning cards featuring legends such as Robbie Eagles, Shazza McKenzie, Shane Hayes, Madison Eagles, and many, many more. But that's not all. You'll also snag cards of the iconic referees, commentators, and announcers, just like me, Lord Andy Coyne, to truly capture the spirit of Australian independent wrestling. And as our homegrown talent continues to dominate the world stage, OzRest cards are destined to become hot commodities. Not only will you be owning a valuable piece of wrestling history, but you'll also be supporting the amazing wrestlers and talented photographers behind the magic. So don't wait. Grab your Australian wrestling cards now at pariomagazine.com.au/OzRes cards. Order today and kickstart your collection with a bang.
You've now kind of gone down this singles path and gone solo more often.
Yes.
Have you felt that improvement in yourself? And was there a moment where it all just started clicking for you?
I've definitely felt a lot more improvement and also confidence as well. I think that you kind of, when you're going on your own from a tag, especially like a trios, you're kind of, you're forced to kind of get out of your shell a bit, and you're like, all eyes are on you instead of being on three people.
Yeah, there's no hiding when it's a singles match.
No, I can't. So if I'm not good, you're gonna know. So yeah, I think that was kind of something I had to just honestly just grow more confident in myself, whether I believed it or not. And now I've gotten to a point where I feel really, really good with how I am, with like how I'm going and how I'm being received, which I think is really, really good. And what I guess I was most worried about going solo. But no, I think I'm having also just the most fun as well right now. Moment where I was like, very much like, I think I actually can do this, like really, was after I wrestled Robbie Eagles for the Solid PWA Championship at Mounties. That was, I like had a moment in the locker room afterwards where I was by myself, and I just kind of felt like it washed all over me, like the last year. And I think that was where I was like, I think I'm doing all right. I think I'm doing okay now.
Yeah, I guess if you can get in there and hang with Robbie, I think you're probably doing pretty good.
I'd like to think so, right?
I've had this beautiful, shining cup for a little while now. And it's about damn time I cash this thing in! country. We know he's returning. You all know he'll be here November 29th. We all know he has that shiny MCW Intercontinental Championship.
Cause I'm preaching to the choir. Can I get the mic a little higher?
Hey Melbourne,
WrestleBrania
is back again in 2025.
WrestleBrania
For Sunday Slam.
WrestleBrania
At the Bergie Band Room for epic Sundays over 4 months.
WrestleBrania
Let's get ready to Brania! Starting at 7:30 p.m. August 31st, September 28th, October 26th, November 23rd. Tickets $28.05, including booking fee through OzTix.
WrestleBrania
A home of
Sports Entertainment.
Every show will be different with new games, new guests, and maybe even a new host. Nothing is sacred, no one is safe, but it will be a fun and entertaining show. Or will it? Yes, it will. WrestleBrania Sunday Slam.
Hey everybody, it's Radar Superstar Adam Copeland. I got a bunch of handles. Anyway, call me what you want, but you're listening to WRA, Wrestle Radio Australia.
Welcome back to Making Chicken Salad, the Wrestle Radio Australia show, where we talk about everything going on around the world of wrestling for an Australian special tonight, because there is so much great wrestling coming out of this country. We got to take the time to cover it. And RCW's Riot City Rumble popped off for free on YouTube this past week, so you can catch it. Go to YouTube, search for Riot City Wrestling, search for RCW, search for Riot City Rumble, or follow the link in the description of this podcast, which will also have a link for the show we just talked about, Pro Wrestling League's Enter the Grindhouse, also free on YouTube. It's too good to pass up the amount of good free wrestling out here. Riot City Rumble, this show kicking off with Matt Hayter and the Armstrongs versus Katie, Trey, and SWAT. This is a way to start a show big, having Matt Hayter, the RCW Grand Champion, teaming with some fun lads in the form of the Armstrongs, taking on Katie, Trey, and SWAT. I know that I've talked before about Katie, Trey, and SWAT being a perfect opening for Riot City Wrestling, right? Katie is such a in-your-face character, it's impossible not to respond to him. Having SWAT backing him up amps that up a heap. And then having Matt Hayter and the Armstrongs on the other side. Matt Hayter has never been more Matt Hayter in his life. That dude is just... he has gone full Hayter. It's so much fun to watch everything he's doing, as it seems like all the limiters have come off. And the Armstrongs just doing great work. SWAT showing that they're learning at an incredible pace. I'll pass to Todd. Todd, what did you think of Riot City Rumble opening with Matt Hayter and the Armstrongs versus Katie, Trey, and SWAT?
Yeah, well, I know this match wasn't even announced. They just gave him this match to start the show with. And like you said, because I think, like looking back, when's the last time we've watched a Riot City show where Katie didn't open the show?
Yep.
Yeah.
Was it maybe the Academy show?
I think so.
So, like, talk about, like, having your role and knowing what to do in it. Because, like, as soon as I saw who he was against, I'm like, well, he's not winning this one either. But he'll come back next month and hate it again, and he'll be fine. Tell you what, that really, whoever the tall SWAT is, he's really getting a lot better with every show. Like, I'm noticing with every show, he's getting a lot more comfortable out there.
Visible improvement.
Yeah. But, like, you can't go wrong being a heel when you're up against, like, Hayter and the Armstrongs, who are just like the Armstrongs are like dyed in a bull loved in that crowd, even though they've had their turns and they've come back together as babyfaces now. They are just like they're almost like the Bassos at this point, where you could boo him, but they're still going to love them. Do you know what I mean? But this was a perfect sort of opener for got all their stuff in, got to be entertaining. They got to see the champion, and they got in and out, no muss, no fuss.
Yeah, Jeff, what did you think of Matt Hayter and the Armstrongs versus Katie Trey and SWAT?
You know, it's to me, it is the same issue with the Armstrongs, only because the champ is really what got Nick over, and I'd love to see him still carry some of that across. But they're so good. Like, they're so good and so entertaining. And you put Hayter in there, who makes me laugh. Matt Hayter just makes me laugh. And then you've got them up against, like, Katie Trey and the SWATs. They've actually caught lightning in a bottle with Katie Trey and the SWATs. There's something really special about them. They can lose 1,000 times, and Todd, you alluded to this in what you said. And it doesn't mean anything. They can lose so much. They can lose every match from now to the end of time, and Katie will still come out and potentially win a championship. You know
who he reminds? You know who he reminds me of, and like I see it when they film their vignettes. He's like Dick Dastardly.
Yeah,
like two evil, and he's got like two evil psychics. It never works out. Yeah, it never works out for him, but he's always trying. I love that shit.
And you know that at some point, he'll be announced number one contender, and he'll be 1,000% believable as that number one contender. Big fan of Katie Trey's. I agree with you. I love what they're doing with the SWATs. I want to see maybe a dimension to the SWAT crew, but I'm fine with what they're doing with them now, because eventually Katie's going to get too aggressive with the SWAT, and the masks are going to come off.
You're going a bit like Lachlan, Jeff.
Oh, am I?
Now I know what it's like to hear someone underwater.
Yeah, there you go. The thing is
that better?
It is. I was thinking like just now, right? You could almost take the masks off the SWAT now, because there's such a size disparity. They can't really do the fake tag in and out kind of.
There's no twin magic going on.
No, not really. No, there's like one of the twins got left in the wash for too long.
Yeah, it's
if
actually.
they do pull the masks off and it's the Bellas, I'm going to be impressed. Jamie, what did you think of Matt Hayter and the Armstrongs versus Katie
Lachlan?
Trey?
Can I just?
Oh, sorry, Jeff. Go for it, mate.
Sorry, hadn't quite finished. But these guys together were absolute chemistry and an absolutely wonderful match, and a great way to get the crowd in the room. There's something to be said for the first match, making sure that live crowd is peaking and going, and boy howdy, they certainly were. Sorry, Jamie, go ahead, mate.
Yeah, that basically was my thing. They had this crowd at a boiling point after the first 5 minutes. This crowd was ready for anything after this match, and like Todd said, like the SWAT members are just getting better with every outing. Like they're just becoming smoother. Like they might not be. There's still some goofy moments, but just their movement. It's like they feel more comfortable in there. They know their role now. They're not kind of over-analyzing, overthinking. They're just going with the flow. And I think by having Hayter and the Armstrongs on the other side, just simplifying it, getting back to classic tag team wrestling of like Hayter trying to help, but then that is what ends up costing Nick, and Nick gets pummeled by all three of the other guys. It was simple stuff that just was so effective at getting this crowd just at a boiling point, and they were immediately set up to have a great fun night out no matter what happened afterwards.
Well, speaking of setting up for greatness, Ben Braxton is being set up in a huge way in Riot City, because there aren't many people who get to come in one-on-one and beat Matt Grim Basso, but that's what Ben Braxton did here in an absolute belter. Jamie, I'll pass to you first on this one. What did you think of Braxton and Grim?
Brilliant. shock horror that these two were awesome. The thing that was really special to me was this was like an opportunity for Brax to work as the smaller man, like in the underdog role, which I don't think I've ever seen him in that role because he is so much bigger than basically everyone else on the PWA and Newcastle roster. I think, I think he's the biggest.
Yeah, I can't think
Apart
of anyone
from
notably bigger.
Bonza, maybe. Like, Bonza's probably the only other one that could
but
maybe
Bonza's not
match him
tall.
size-wise. Yeah, so nice to see Braxton sort of go that way and focus more on his quickness and agility. And yeah, basically second match on the card, and these guys went out and had a main event match that could main event any show at any time around the country. And us, I didn't expect RCW to be the company that strapped the rocket to Ben's back as well. Of all the companies in the country,
Really out of the blue.
I didn't pick RCW to be the
Yeah.
ones that were like, okay, we're going to make this guy, and they have made him look like a superstar.
It's fucking smart. Like, if I could do it, I would have done it, like, ages ago.
Yeah.
Because it's a no-brainer when you look at the dude. The dude looks like a poster. Like, he passes the airport test.
Well
He's got
and
the
truly.
swagger and everything as well.
Yeah.
Macho Man Andy Savage in the chat says, I could write sonnets about this match. It ruled. From a second match with no expectations, this was one of my favorite Australian matches of the year. Ranger Mitch in the chat saying, I'm so pleased to see Braxton here in Adelaide. Would not mind at all if he kept coming back more often. You have to imagine if Riot City's giving him opportunities like this, that there will be more Ben Braxton in RC Dub.
We've got to have plans with him.
Of course. Jeff, what did you think?
Judging by this, like, I think...
I think he's next in line
Sigma.
after Dean Brady.
No, I think like they're
Oh,
going
no,
to
yeah,
have
for
him
Sigma,
in Sigma.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for
that's
sure.
Oh, Braxton and Sigma. Yeah. Jeff, what did you think of Ben Braxton and Grim?
I have 4 words for you. More of this, please. They just went out there, and it's the kind of match, you know, everyone in the back was going, I want to have a look at this. Or everyone was you know, who was in the Rumble after the break was upstairs watching it going, this is just the best. They didn't go light on each other. You could tell it was snug. You could tell it was great. You know the kind of person Grim is in terms of he likes your good, hard-hitting matches. He's a big bloke. He's a lovely bloke. And Ben Braxton just stood toe-to-toe with him. And it was the kind of match where, you know, RCW, much like a lot of other wrestling federations in Australia, takes its notes from WWE. And why not? It's the biggest wrestling federation in the world. This is something that you know you could watch on a WWE show. This is something where, you know, these guys would be fighting to be the next people to meet Gunther. And you'd go, either of them could do it. I also was thrilled that Braxton got this win because it doesn't just solidify him in RCW, it solidifies him in Australia, beating a legend. Because there's no doubt that Grim's got less days in front of him than he does behind. Unfortunately, it's a sad thing. It's a fact that you know, he's probably beginning to, you know, acknowledge that
How dare you?
But you know, the career shortens day by day. It's what happens. It's life. But fantastic. I thought this was terrific. For me, this was my match of the night, and it was relatively paced and just beautiful. Loved it.
I think the expertise of Grim definitely came in here. Bullet Ryan in the chat saying, I'd love to see Grim come wrestle in Sydney one day. Mate, you missed out seeing him in Coliseum. He's bloody brilliant.
He was in the first or second ever Coliseum.
Second.
I love everything Grim does. I think that he so gets being a big man, and the fact that he gets to be a big man even against a guy like Braxton is unreal. And this is the match, the kind of match where you see the star power of Ben Braxton on full display. Todd, what did you think of Grim versus Ben Braxton?
Yeah, I actually, after I watched the match, I messaged Matt just to tell him how much, like, A, he looks amazing. Like I don't know if he stepped something up in the whole fitness regime or whatever, but he just looks like a star. Like not that he didn't before, but now he just looks like a fucking star. And just that match he put on with Braxton was something like he'd almost turned the clock back like 5 years.
Sorry to interrupt.
So,
the
do you know what I mean?
people I'm staying with in Bendigo, just one of them walks into me and she goes, "Yeah, I went to high school with Matt Basso. He's lovely." There you go.
Well, there you go.
Small world. Small world.
But if you think about it, this is a dude that came back from fucking cancer.
Yeah.
Like, and he could easily headline any show around the country because he's smart as well as being a great worker and in amazing fucking shape. And you know you're in good shape when you can stand next to someone like Brady and still look like you're in good shape.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
He also,
and like this was a great match. So good, so smart.
He also knows what works. Like, let's not take away the fact that he's been in the game for a fair amount of time. Yes, he's not long. You know, it's only been a few years since he's come back, and he knows exactly what works, both as a face and as a heel. And he knows how to feed people well. I actually also think this is one of Braxton's best matches ever, and that's saying something
100%.
considering his body of work is fantastic.
Yeah, Wild Angel in the chat saying, before he hangs it up, can we get Grimm versus Rip Riley?
You've already had it.
I was going to
Why don't
say,
you all do your research?
there's a nice list of Grimm Dream matches on the docket, but, you know, there's a lot of matches for a lot of people, including... Sorry, go on, Todd.
He worked Rip back in Grindhouse.
There you go.
I'd be shocked if Wild Angel wasn't there.
I know because I brought him up.
Yeah, this was the sort of match where everyone that was on the card after it watched it and went, crap.
Yeah.
How do we follow this?
Macho Man Andy Savage saying MCW have to bring him in for Robbie Thorpe. That would be incredible. Oof. Eating that up with both hands. But you're right. Someone had to follow it. And that was Party Power and Could Be the Move. That's right. CBTM out here to defend their RCW tag team titles and getting it done the cheap way with a loss by disqualification, retaining those titles, with Party Power officially getting the win but not the belts. Jeff, what did you think of Party Power versus CBTM for the RCW tag team titles?
I'm enjoying CBTM's heel work now. I think they've really hit their stride as heels. And Party Power are always going to entertain. I think they mesh together really well. I think that it leaves it open for the story between both tag teams to continue. And I really enjoyed it. It was in the perfect place in the card as well, because it wasn't over, like, it was a completely different kind of match, obviously, than Braxton and Grimm. But they kind of capitalized on what they could do. They capitalized on lots of, you know, tag maneuvers and high-flying stuff to completely make that diversification really obvious. I thought this was great. I really did. I think this is this year in the Christmas, I'm going to be putting it in at the end of the year, just so you guys know. I'm going to put in your Australian show of the year, and I think this is on the shortlist because it was just top to bottom really, really good. But that shortlist is a long list of shortlists. So
it's a very long shortlist.
It really is. So, including the one we'll be talking about next week, I can guarantee you that. So, you know, this is wonderful. I really, really like this match. I think that both tag teams have really, really meshed together well. And, you know, yeah, give me more of that too.
Jamie, what did you think of Party Power and CBTM?
I enjoyed this one as well. It was a very sort of more story-driven match than I expected it to be, particularly with, like, obviously we know that CBTM have been bending and breaking the rules quite regularly. To see Party Hard obviously learning from that and trying to stay ahead of it a bit, but also the referees have now started to pick up on it, and I was like, oh, that's a nice touch where it's not just they're cheating every time and nobody's paying attention. The ref's like, you can't do that. And that's what ended up leading to them just going, oh, well, now I'll just punch him in the face.
Yeah, Michael Kent is possibly the best ref in the country. Like he's also he's the head referee for all the World Series wrestling tours. He's ref some big matches. He's such a smart referee and a really nice dude.
Talk like that will get you killed in Melbourne.
I don't care.
Edwin is in here.
I'm hated enough there anyway. It doesn't matter. I'm fine.
She's going on a heel run everywhere.
It's true though. He is one of the few people in World Series wrestling anyway that goes on the whole tour. Like he does every one of those shows as the head referee of World Series wrestling. So he's just a great referee because I think he actually I know Mike a fair bit, and I believe he came from basketball refereeing. So he's got that I'm a ref about him, where he's got that authority. So, and I love the way that when he gets pushed, he looks at me and goes, "You can't. I'm not putting up with this." Do you know what I mean? There's so many refs out there that when they do something like that, they don't sell it right, or they just go straight to the ring, ring, ring. They don't show the frustration before they do it. Whereas Mike hits all of those tones nicely in every part of
without overselling it, but selling it enough.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't flip flop and bump around like an idiot. He was just come on, guys.
Yeah, because also he's a big dude, so getting pushed by him, he's not going to bump and hit the ground and because I'm a big guy. You're not really going to push me over like that. So I love the way it's. I love this. I love the idea of this match because going into it, I'm like, well, I think it's too early for him to give Party Hard the titles. So I'm interested to see how they're going to get around this. Yeah. And going for that DQ like that, I think is really smart. I love the smugness of CBTM. They're just we'll find a way to win it. If we don't, we're still going to walk out with belts. It doesn't matter. It's fine. It's cool. I love that. I love that. And just Party Hard just being that babyface tag team that they need to establish themselves as the heels.
And it was pretty dominant by CBTM, but you never counted Party Hard out of it. You were they're going to come back at any moment and get this.
Well, there's something really Banjo Powers is a very, very good wrestler. Just looking at Banjo, he presents himself as a wrestler. He's very, very good in the ring. The guy's just got it in spades. You can see that he's worked so hard on getting better. Each show, he's got that rate of improvement. And Party Guy Ty is just that he's got that gimmick so well. And together they just
charisma.
Work. The charisma. He's got the.
He's charismatic.
And together they work so well together. Thank you so much, Lachlan. I'm glad you interrupted my train of thought for whatever the fuck that was.
Yeah, it was worth
it. Come on, that train gets stuck at the station a fair bit.
Well, we're going to keep moving the train of the show onto the next station, and that is husband versus wife, Zach Sabbath and Mickey Fortune, 1-on-1. Todd, what did you think about Mickey Fortune versus Zach Sabbath?
Well, when we talked about this the last time, I was not a fan of how it started. I fucking love the way Zach sold this at the start. Just not wanting to do it. I don't want to do it. And not overselling it. He was literally seemed like he was either A, heartbroken, or B, just disappointed in her. Yeah. And it wasn't oversold. It wasn't over. And her just being belligerent in that, come on, fight me. Come on, you want to fight me. Come on, hit me. And I thought, he's I don't want to do that. You're my wife. I don't want to hit you. From a psychological and an emotional standpoint, I think they hit that perfectly through this match.
Jeff, you agree?
I went in and I wanted to go. I really like Mickey and I really like Zach. They're lovely people. And I was thinking, I'm not going to enjoy this because I'm very conflicted, as Todd is, and I agree with you, Todd, on the violence of a married couple, even represented as such. However, they both brought something special to this. Mickey in being, and she's not, so please don't take this literally, Mickey in being a complete bitch, and Zach still trying to find room in his heart to adore her until he just couldn't. And even at the end when he was hitting his finisher, he was like, I don't want to do this. It was like the last resort of a man who had been broken down. Both of their character work was superb. Obviously, in ring, it was tremendous. And there was something beautiful about the sadness that this match brought. And I think that well done to both, well done to the Riot City crew behind the match. I didn't think I'd like this as much as I did, and I really, really
I just want to say, I just want to say, I am not against intergender wrestling at all. Like, I book intergender wrestling.
No.
I've made Christina Cade the brute force champion up at White Bay, primarily working against guys. So, I have nothing wrong with. The only part I don't like is just throwing punches to the face. That's the only thing I don't like about it. Honestly, that's probably my only real line to it. Everything else I think is fair game, as long as it's done smartly.
But from my end, the thing is, I don't. It's the statistics on domestic violence.
Yeah, I get you.
But
I actually think as this thing unravels, she's going to turn him to the dark side.
Yeah, I think that's the whole plan with this story.
Until the point where that dude gets so evil, she's like, "Oh shit, I fucked up here.
Yeah,
I need to bring him back.
Control this guy. Yeah,
what have I done?"
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
And I'm so interested to see where that goes because I can see it happening. I can see it at that end part where she was just so frustrated that she hit him and then kept hitting him and had to be dragged off. I'm like, eventually he's going to snap and go overboard on something, and probably somebody else that's not her, and that's when they'll come back together. And then it'll get like, hang on, you need to back up a little bit, Zach. So, no, you made me like this. This is how I am now.
You've set the rabbit dog off. Now what are you going to do about it?
Yeah.
Don't open Pandora's box and then complain about what's happening when the box got opened.
Because we all know, like it's no secret that Zach Sabbath can be an evil motherfucker. Like, it's no secret. Look at his history.
But he's also in a place where the crowd have just seen him for so long doing so much that he's got that natural baby face appeal that any good wrestler gets over time. So it makes sense that if they want him to be doing heel stuff, they have to have a storyline that justifies it. And this is doing a great job of that. I was the same as you, Jeff. I was prepared to not have this land for me, but I think they did an incredible job.
Agreed. I think also that they need this kind of it's like an ECW angle. It really is. It's got that kind of ECW shadow of how true to life is it? How what are they doing? And look, the people behind Mickey Fortune and Zach Sabbath, really really good work. Really good work. Very 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 happy with where this is going, and I agree. I think it is turning Zach to the dark side, as we kind of discussed previously.
Jamie, what did you think about Zach Sabbath versus Mickey Fortune?
I think it's like what you said, Lachlan, where because Zach is so loved, you couldn't just on a dime be like, I'm a bad guy now. There has to be justification for it. And I think why this match worked so well and we all enjoyed it, even though we kind of went in there being a little bit cautious about the dynamics of husband and wife, was Zach never really attacked Mickey in anger. It was always more reactionary and instinct, and it was not punching, it was wrestling moves, it was suplexes and slams and sort of things like that in a domestic violence situation you aren't going to see occur.
You don't
And
read a
even,
police
like-
report where somebody suplexed somebody.
Somebody dragon suplexes somebody. So
Yeah, you just don't see that too much.
and even when he hit that, the immediate reaction for him was not, okay, yeah, I can win this match. It was, what did I just do?
Yeah.
Even I don't know why I did that, and I hate that I did that. So yeah, I think it's a very cool story to see. Yeah, Mickey, obviously, her plan and goal all along is to get the Dark King, Zack Sabbath, back. But ultimately, it might be a little bit too dark for the Huntress.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's one bad guy in RCW who's not working in the dark, and that's the RCW Emerald Crown holder, Super Sigma, who is just getting better every day at being the ultimate shit-eating heel who acts like the good guy. The throwing the cape over the ring announcer as he's walking, the getting the ring announcer to wave the cape in the wind is still so funny. He did more excellent stuff in the Rumble later, but here his defense of the RCW Emerald Crown against Hugh Beauty did a great job of showing that both of these guys are more than a silly gimmick. They can put on a really good, interestingly structured wrestling match for that Emerald Crown in a way that shows off why Super Sigma is such a great heel and a great person to be holding that Emerald Crown, but also shows off, Hugh Beauty's potential moving forward. I'll pass to Jeff first. What did you think of Super Sigma versus Hugh Beauty for the Emerald Crown?
Personally, I hate to correct you, Lachlan, but there is no way Super Sigma is a heel. He is a babyface, and everyone else in the world is wrong.
Yeah, of course.
Just ask him. Just ask him. Go ahead.
He's a superhero. What are you talking about? He can't be a bad guy.
His name is Super Sigma. That treacherous Hugh Beauty lost and deserved to lose. Look, I thought this was terrific. Very, very, very much a character match in that they're both so strong in their characters that they could rely, if the crowd had dipped out at all, which they didn't, they could rely on those characters to bring them back in, which I think was so smart. Hugh Beauty is, again, improving. Every match you see, the guy gets better and better. He's beginning to really, really get it beyond the gimmick, which is lovely to see. And you can't say enough good things about Super Sigma. The purpose of the Emerald Crown is clearly it's getting the newer guys and the newer gimmicks kind of over. The fact that Super Sigma was, the old gimmick, such fun to see him playing this role and clearly
such a
embracing.
180, isn't it? Such
It's
a 180 from that
complete
character.
turnaround. So good. Super Sigma is, he's a superhero. I'm in that kind of zone where, I was only half joking about him being. I think he's just misunderstood because I think that, he's a heel, but he's so entertaining. Eventually crowds are just going to cheer him. And they've got to kind of lean on that and go, sure, he's fun. Let's fucking go. Let's do it.
I love the little touches of, in every other match you've seen Hugh in, he's been in the 1 day gear. And for the title match, he came out in the test.
Comes out in the white.
In the test, in the white.
I
loved it.
That popped me straight away. I'm like, of course, it's a title match. Why wouldn't he be wearing the Ashes whites? I love, and if Rocky is watching this or listening to this, get Super Sigma to MCW.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, he would be the most over guy in the world.
He is perfect for that. Big size, agility off the chains. He has got bloody charisma. That spot he did in the Rumble was fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
I loved it. It was so good. That made me sit up during the Rumble, and I thought the Rumble was, and we'll talk about it in a second, but I thought the Rumble was entertaining from start to finish. But that spot alone was just wow, I've never seen that before.
Yeah, really good stuff.
And really the match was great, and you could tell just that point where he flipped the switch, where he's like, right, now it's time to end this fucking guy.
Yeah,
and that power slam, Jesus Christ. So
I think
I
think there's
really,
a
really
stain
good match.
under the ring That's
Yeah.
Stu Beauty. That's how good the power slam was. Look,
Yeah, very, very good match. Like, he was already a really good worker, but just this being able to unlock that other side of him, where he can be comedic but also be a bad guy, is a really hard, like, balancing act, but he's doing it really well. And like I said, if they took him somewhere like MCW, he would be huge, I think.
And even like some of those matchups in MCW, like you put him in against Dusk, that's $1 million right there. That really is.
Yeah.
Yeah, truly. Jamie, what did you think about Super Sigma defending his RCW Emerald Crown against Hugh Beauty?
Yeah, I think we've all said great things about Sigma, but I think Hugh didn't lose anything by losing this match. He looked really solid. His gimmick is evolving to it's more wrestling heavy with cricket touches now, not cricket with wrestling touches. And the one thing that Lachlan pulled out earlier was the cape over Layla, the announcer, was such a dick move, and it just makes me want to see Layla slap him at some point and get the greatest reaction ever.
Like, it's the fact that it's so unnecessary.
Yeah. It's 100% something that I would do.
Yeah.
Like, I
Which
would
means
do
you know it's
like-
a dick move.
Yeah, like I do that.
Sorry, Todd. I was going to say shout out to Layla because she did great work as the ring announcer in this event.
And she sold the cape well too.
Yeah.
Like, she didn't just brush it off. She sold it when it was pulled off. She was giving him the ugliest dirty stare in the world. So I'm just looking forward to the moment in a couple of shows time where she just turns around and lays into him, and I'm like, okay, well earned.
Yeah, but like it's one of those things. Like, I do that sort of shit all the time. Like, if I cut a promo and I go to give the microphone back to the ring announcer, as I go to reach, I'll just go and put it on the floor right in front of them, so they have to bend over to pick it up. And when they bend over to pick it up, do a little one of those things. Or when we're up in QWA, the ref was checking the turnbuckles, as they do to check the turnbuckles. So every time he checked the turnbuckle, I'd walk up to that same turnbuckle and screw with it straight afterwards. So
Or you just throw the mic on the floor and break it.
No, you never throw a mic.
I saw you do that.
You never throw a mic.
Yeah,
When did I do that?
Wasn't I watching a
You broke the
video
mic at QWA.
That wasn't. I didn't throw it. That was my pure power of my voice. Power of my voice.
He broke the mic without dropping it at all. Well, I tell you what, there's one thing that's more powerful than Todd Eastman's voice. It's Dean Brady. Because the main event, the Riot City Rumble, Dean Brady... This was the Dean Brady show. There was a big stretch. There was a big stretch where no one got eliminated up until the 11th entrant or something along those lines. And it turned out the reason for that was that the only person allowed to eliminate anyone in this match was Dean Brady. He got... Jamie, I know you got the count. Was it 18 eliminations?
He got 18, breaking the previous Riot City Rumble record of 10.
So almost doubling the previous record.
If the kid wasn't over before, he's over now.
Yeah. There were a lot of people in this match, so let's throw it round table style. Let's start with Jeff. What's something that happened in this match that you either loved or hated in the Riot City Rumble?
There are a few things just looking at the list. Obviously, Mr. Cliff coming out as a massive baby face was great. His character work has been terrific for a while. And the fact that he was giving out detention slips to everybody had me giggling like a child. So funny. Red Smash looked like $1 million through and through. Like, the guy...
Also broke a record.
Yes. Yes, he did. There was no one who I watched within the context of this match who I thought they don't belong in this match. And there were even some I didn't know because obviously they were giving a leg up to some other companies within Adelaide.
There was people from ACW, people from Rampage, maybe someone from PWSA. I think Joy Triton was from PWSA. Yeah. So there was it was one of the first times I'd seen where they pretty much had every Adelaide promotion represented in that match, which is fucking cool, to be honest with you.
I really, really liked Guda's work as well as that comedy light relief. He's just beginning to get pops too. I've just noticed that the crowd are beginning to go, "Oh, he's kind of funny. Let's cheer him," and it's kind of nice to hear because he works so hard. I also really want to shout out Brody Hunter. As much as I find the mask a little bit of a distraction, he worked so hard. He really, really did. Great. It was a great Rumble, top to bottom. My only slight complaint is that once Dean came in, it was a foregone conclusion. It was just like, yeah, there's our winner. It really was. And that's probably because he eliminated so many people.
Yeah, it was a little bit strange though, considering that he has that, key to the city, that he's now got 2 opportunities to face off for the RCW Grand Championship. Like, Todd, what are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, no, you're right. But like they've obviously have some sort of a plan going into it. So, yeah, I tell you, there was stuff that I really loved about this Rumble. Personally, like, I'm a massive fan of Coach Cornell. I think he's got a great look. I think he's got a great upside too going forward. I really liked him in his. I think it was Caden Cornell was his name beforehand. Was a really, really good prospect. I believe I talked about before. Just seeing, and for me, Tuffy Calhoun, I love, and this is just because he is one of my dearest friends. I really hope when he came out he was going to be like Damo, which was his original like wrestling name, to the point like he'd get up because I was doing live commentary then. And I did a massive Kevin Smith fan. When Damo would get up on the top rope, I'd be like, "Fly, Damo, fly!" And the crowd would start chanting that shit as well. I love him. He's like so much so like that guy was one of the groomsmen of my wedding. That's how much I love the guy. So and I didn't know he was there. So when he came through the curtain, it just popped me huge. I talked about it before. That spot with Sigma and the mic and the camera. Fucking sick. Especially like when he sold it afterwards, he was like, whoops. Oops. Sorry about that. Have the camera back. Like, love that shit. Old Man Havoc coming out with the Nintendo Power Glove.
Loved it.
And Ben Rosenthal, the whole new look that they've got. And if you've seen some of the promos from after it, they're sort of carrying it on. So it's like, I think it's going to end up being like Bob and Jimmy C in a program against those guys, which is going to be really entertaining and good. Istria did really well in this thing. That face-off with Amber and Hayley Hendricks.
Oh, beautiful.
They looked at each other and both did the so good.
I want them as a team.
Yeah, I thought that as well. Like watching them, like that would be an interesting duo. It was so well booked, to the whole match. And I know from when I was down at Riot City, there was a whole team of us that booked those Rumbles. And I dare say that has continued because it really felt like it was well structured and everybody had a spot. Everybody knew what they were going to do. And the most important thing for Rumbles too is when somebody comes in to feed to them. And you see that doesn't happen a very lot. This happened with every entrant. Unless they had a spot where they weren't going to do that, there was always someone there ready for them to work with, which is just, it's so underrated a skill to be doing that instead of just lying there. Because a lot of times that's the one thing.
Yeah, everyone's just tucked in the corner.
Don't just lie on the ground, please. Pretend at least to be eliminating someone if you don't have a spot. Loved it. The Rocco Reed spot popped me as well. Just how much the commentary put him over. To him just get speared out of his boots and then thrown over the top rope. Loved it. Commentary was great on this show. Those two worked so well together. Those two worked like a hand in glove. Very, very good. But in the end, like when it got down to like nut cutting time, and it was like Braxton and I think it was Braxton and Red Smash against the Old Guard, pretty much.
Yeah, so the final five was Old Guard, Red Shaw, and Red Smash.
Red Shaw. And Red Shaw, great look too, coming back.
He looked amazing
too.
Yeah, he's jacked.
So like I could put over this thing more, but it was just a really, really well booked Rumble. And it's one of those ones where you know it's good because it feels like it goes quick. And
What do you think, Jamie?
There's no real lull.
Yeah, there was no lulls in it. I thought it was awesome. Yeah, clearly setting up Brax and Sigma with the sort of elimination, and then Sigma gets back up and eliminates Brax, even though he's already eliminated. I was like, that was really well done.
It's such a great dick move as well. It really is.
Yeah.
You mentioned Brody Hunter. Have you seen the injury that he got after this match, or as part of his elimination? It looked rough. When he went over the ropes, his knees didn't hit the top of the apron. His shins went under and hit like the metal bar, and he got 2 great big gashes on each shin, and it looked disgusting.
Yep, that's not fun.
But I just loved, I loved the way that this match pulled back on old storylines and teased some sort of new feuds and things coming up. Like we had Red Smash and Kit was like the through line throughout this, where they just couldn't get away from each other no matter who else was in there. It ended up these two just found themselves together. So that's a long-term feud.
You almost want to see like a best of 7 series.
Yeah, those two would kill it.
Because it would be really good, and something that it doesn't need a big spotlight on. It can be just like a second, third match on the card. Here's this match. This is match 3 of that series.
Kind of like the Hugh Beauty and was it Bob doing the Ashes series?
No, it was James Cray.
Yeah,
friend of the show, James Cray.
Yep. We got a makeshift Purgatory reunion, which I enjoyed.
Yes.
Haley Hendricks doing that Hurricane Rana spot off Kit's shoulders was just insane, and hit it perfect. Like off the shoulders, Hurricane Rana landed on her feet. I was like, okay, cool. And then that little Amber team up or face off. I just love the dynamic of them as polar opposites somehow coexisting and just working, even though they are like bright bubbly. It's like the Powerpuff Girls type thing, but one of them's evil.
Yeah, one of them's Wednesday Addams.
Yeah,
I think
it is. It's the Adam and on the Wednesday series, the bright pink girl, and then Wednesday, and they just work. And I think that would be a really cool dynamic to see them evolve each of their characters as well by adding bits of each other.
Sorry, Jamie. I think Haley's someone who also you could see doing a bit of traveling over the next 12 to 18 months to really hone her craft and get better at it, and eventually crack through to some of the top feds in Australia.
Well, I know she was on some of the Fat Brew shows.
Yeah, so she was in Perth. I knew she was in Perth because someone took a photo of everybody, and I saw her there, and I was like, oh, that's great.
Yep. Yeah. One thing I was a little bit down on, the entrance way was like quite dark. So if you didn't know the music, it was hard to tell. I was like, especially with Dean. Dean came out and couldn't see him at all. I was like, who's coming out? Why are we all so excited?
Especially when it's like it's that old guard video, so you just see old guard on the screen. You don't actually know which one it's going to be.
Which one of it? Yep.
Yeah, if they'd had just one spotlight on that, the ramp
entranceway. Yep.
Yeah, the ramp entranceway would have done wonders. But like that's a
nitpick.
That's a part of it. Yeah.
But like great.
Yeah.
And then the last thing was like Red Smash. It was kind of, if it wasn't Brady's match, it was Red Smash going 52 minutes, beating Hayter's previous record of 42 minutes.
Yeah. And looking incredible at the end there, right? Like managing to take out Grim and like believably have a shot in the final too. Like just excellent stuff. I thought this match was so impressive.
What I really like
it was
about
one
this,
of
is it sets up options for the future.
Yes.
It doesn't just set up 1 or 2 stories. It sets up a bunch of potential stories. So Amber and Haley, they could team or they could feud. Red Smash is now a Riot, so he can have Grim can call him out and say, I want a match against Red Smash. and they can go ahead and do it. Kit and Red Smash, like there's lots of options and trees they sort of planted with this. So yeah, really impressed with that.
Yeah, considering too, you also didn't have like Joe Master, the podcaster, wasn't there.
Yeah,
there was a couple of other guys like James Craig wasn't there. There was a couple of guys there that just like that missed out. That's how strong and how thick the talent pool is in Riot City when you can do stuff like that. Like you almost have to have those guys like Punch Drunk Istria and like some guys from outside, just so it's a different flavor and someone, oh shit, I never expected to see him here.
That the surprise factor.
Yeah,
speaking
100%.
Speaking of thick, Dean Brady looks incredible. Just
God, yeah.
Looks like $1 million.
It's just, and I know this is probably recency bias, but this is probably for mine the best, the most entertaining Rumble of the year. From the PWA, the MCW, I just found this better paced, got more things over, and it was just well done, I thought.
Well, I like that number one didn't win it. James Craig complaining that it was difficult to do the Rumble in another country. James, I don't want to hear excuses, mate.
Yeah, if you wanted it, you would have found a way. Just saying.
I think you're a talented guy.
If you wanted it, you would have found a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, it didn't ever feel like we were just waiting for 30.
No.
Because that can be what happens with Rumbles. It's like, in that middle bit, it's just like, let's just rush through these middle 10 or 15 and let's get to the final 4 or 5 so we can get to the finish.
And like through the whole way through as well, I love them starting with 4 people in the Rumble. It just makes the pace that much quicker.
Yeah, I love that. And I didn't even notice that up until like 11 that no one had been eliminated.
Eliminated, yep.
I had no, and usually you're just like, okay, someone eliminate somebody here. We're getting a bit fucking, the pool's getting
a bit full in here.
Yeah. So the fact that they could get away with what they were doing and not really notice that, oh, hang on, no one's been eliminated yet. What the hell's going on? Like something's got to happen. And yeah, I can't say more. I can't shine the thing more than what I have, because I really, really loved it. And again,
Excellent, really excellent stuff. This Riot City Rumble is absolutely worth checking out. So you can find it for free on YouTube, or you can grab that link in the description of this podcast to get amongst it. And it's like eating a delicious chicken salad, but to get to our chicken salad first, we must wade through the chicken shit. Let's start with Jamie this week.
Sorry, before you do the chicken shits, we do have still our. I know we weren't really going to talk about international stuff, but we do have the Super Junior stuff that we'd actually made some predictions on, and it's getting down to nut cut.
Yes. So let's have a look at that.
Of course, you bring this up.
What? I'm trying to be. What have I done wrong now? Oh, I've just noticed.
The results.
Yeah, you know.
Leading A block. So hang on. Let's go from the bottom. In A block, Clark Connors and Daiki Nagai have 0 points. They're 0-4. United Empire, Templario and Jacob Austin Young, as well as Hiromu Takahashi and Gato, both have 2 points. They're 1-3. The Skateboard Bros, Ryosuke Taguchi and Dragon Dia have 4 points. Meanwhile, at the top of the card are Todd's pick for A block, House of Torture, Ducky and Show. But more importantly, the team we all knew would end up on top, Yo and Master Watto, tied with House of Torture on 8 points, going 4-0. Meanwhile, in B block, from the bottom, Tiger Mask and Yamato on 0 points, 0-4. On 2 points, you've got House of Torture B block, which is Kanemaru and Dick Togo, as well as El Desperado and Kukai, both on 2 points, going 1-3. Then on 6 points, going 3-1, are the teams of Kushida and Yuki Yoshioka and Bullet Club War Dogs, Taji Ishimori and Robbie X, with the leaders of B block, of course, Ichiban Sweet Boys, currently 4-0. There is only one match remaining in each of those blocks, which means that it's not quite anyone's game. It seems like I was foolish not to pick Ichiban Sweet Boys, or as Jamie has done, Ishimori and Robbie X as the the potential winners there. Oh, hang on. I did pick Ichiban Sweet Boys. Go me. It's Todd who didn't pick Ichiban Sweet Boys there.
Yeah, because I was like, I don't want it to be a clean sweep because it's boring if everyone picks the same guys.
Yeah, that's right. Meanwhile, up in the other side, it does look like Todd's made a good pick with Daoki and Sho. I mean, until Yo and Master Watto take the next win. And
somehow
it doesn't. Yeah. So we'll see what goes on there.
If Master Watto wins, I would consider that a personal victory. No matter what, because he's Master Watto.
I will say too, from all reports, Robbie and Kazai Fujita have been the actual stars of this tournament.
Yeah,
like there haven't been a lot of talk about like this match is one you have to see in this tournament. The 3 matches that people have said this is one you have to see have all been with Ichiban Sweet Boys.
Was that
because they're bloody good wrestlers.
To anyone?
No, well, yeah.
No, they're super good. They're like eating a delicious chicken salad, but to get... Okay, let's go through that one. All right.
I was with you. I was going with you on that one, brother. You brought it back around.
I tell you what, though, Robbie Eagles has been eating his chicken salad, hasn't he? Boy's looking cut. Like,
he's looking great.
Really. Yeah, after
he is on the body biz.
He is on the body biz. We know that for sure. Got to eat lots of chicken salad on the body biz, is my understanding. Chicken shit time. Jamie, what didn't you like this week?
So there's a couple of things. The WrestleMania promo reveal thing was just weird. And then to say that all the superstars are here and there's not a single woman on that poster. What are we doing?
Yeah.
That sucked. But the biggest thing for me this week was just people on the internet, specifically Twitter, seem to not understand that there's a thing called sarcasm. Because I put out a highlight of our Dynamite watch party with my co-host Peggy, and her DMs were just destroyed by idiots that thought her and me saying that Okada and Bandito was gonna suck. How did anybody ever think we were serious in saying that comment? Like, clearly a joke.
Right.
And yeah, her DMs were just blasted with people thinking that she hated those 2 wrestlers. I'm like, you're a fool. So yeah, please understand sarcasm, internet.
Yeah. But you know what? It's the WWE diamonds that are the worst.
Oh, there's some fools out there. Jeff, chicken shit for the week, mate.
Goldberg turning around and saying that WWE saw that some woman beat his record and he did it better was disgusting. Firstly, that woman has a name. Secondly, that woman could kick the shit out of Bill Goldberg.
Yeah, he wouldn't know what that woman's name is. He doesn't care.
Quite easily without even thinking about it.
Her name's not Goldberg, so why did he care?
Yeah.
Just quickly, credit to WWE for playing a promo about Asuka's undefeated streak, seemingly for the only reason of saying, hey, Goldberg, suck it.
Yeah. Old Goldberg, eat a dick.
The fact is that Asuka's undefeated streak was so entertaining and so good. And really, really riveting. She still puts on fantastic matches. Yes, she slowed down a touch. There's a reason she's in the tag team with Kyrie, but still so good. So fuck off, Goldberg. Stay retired.
Yeah, I think you've done that,
I agree.
So.
Todd, chicken shit for the week?
It would probably what we talked about on the top of the show. Just for the guys and girls at UPW having that close.
Yeah.
So, and I just hope that it's I hope that it's something temporary. Hopefully something else maybe
fills that
somebody
space.
buys it and because it is like honestly it's one of those things that like if I had the money I would try and buy that in a heartbeat because you could do so much good stuff with it. They're already doing really good stuff with it. So really simple, really
absolutely.
quick.
I'm going to rapid fire some shit here really quickly. First off, Austin Aries to CMLL. Don't need it. Go away, Austin Aries. That's number one.
Gross.
Yeah. Disgusting. Number 2, I don't like that AEW Weekly TV is becoming Don Callis family values. That's like, I love all the people involved in that, but my God, let's have a segment without the family, please. Number 3, I really don't need this Nikki Bella, Stephanie Vaquer thing that they've got going on. It's the last thing Stephanie needs is to be in a program with Nikki Bella. Don't need that. Todd?
Sorry, I just have an extra one because you the Nikki Bella thing like triggered the memory. Because I gave a lot of shit to AEW when this happened. There was twice on Raw this week where guys got knocked loopy or nearly knocked out, and the matches continued. Like, what are we doing, guys? Like I understand with a tag match you can cover it, but for that match where like Nikki Bella basically knocked.
Roxanne was gone.
Yeah.
She had no idea where she was.
No, she didn't. Yeah, that's not cool. It wasn't cool when they did it with Matt Hardy in AEW. It's not cool with WWE. It's not cool anytime. Like, protect your head.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
fully agree.
Yeah, that was one I'd forgotten, but you triggered my memory with Nikki Bella.
And then just really quickly, because I'm not sure. Yeah. This is this could be a chicken shit, but there is a chance that it's a chicken salad, right? So the chicken shit is if it turns out that the WWE 2K25 has used a bunch of AI generation to get assets into the game, and that's why there's like a little weird inaccuracy here, which would seem like a crazy thing to do. The flip side is if somebody has done this purposefully, I think it is maybe the funniest thing to ever appear in a video game, which is John Cena. There's a bunch of John Cenas in the game because it's his retirement year, so they're putting in a bunch of John Cena attires and stuff. And one of them has a hat that if you zoom, it's kind of hard to see. You've got to zoom in on it to see that the slogan on the hat is something that has never really been on a John Cena hat before. It says, "Never quit, never suck it." So I don't know what's gone on there. Either AI has decided to... Yeah, go on, Todd.
Like, how does somebody find this? Like, how does somebody zoom in? Like, people need to get fucking lives. If this is what you're doing, and then zooming in on some shit. No, but he didn't discover it. He looked at it after somebody saw it.
He might have.
Yeah. Remember who we're talking about.
I did not. Not on me. I'm not taking this one, guys.
You know what I mean? Who the fuck has the life of their... Like, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to zoom in on every one of these hats just in case something's happened here.
I don't know. Like,
it is grass.
It is right on the front of his hat. If it's like, if you had the thought, what does that say? And then you look, like, it. I don't know if you can see the image I've just put in chat. His hat does say "Never quit, never suck it." Hustle, loyalty, respect. Which is
it's
either
close,
AI
but not right.
Or it's extremely funny. Macho Man Andy Savage says, "Never suck it." Sounds like one of those great Japanglish wrestler sayings. It's just excellent stuff. Never quit, never suck it. So that's going to lead us into some chicken salad, where we can be a bit more positive. Jamie, you lit off our chicken shit. What's your chicken salad for the week?
So it is the Sisters of Sin getting a win on Dynamite today, because they were up against Jamie Hayter and Queen Aminata, and I thought, okay, here we go. Jamie Hayter, big star, she's going to get this win, but it's given me some more faith that these thrown together teams aren't just going to trounce over the established tag teams.
I don't think Jamie Hayter's quite the big star that she was. So I don't think she's as bulletproof anymore.
The next round will be the one that is the tough one. If Monet and Athena get through and then they're up against the Sisters of Sin, that's where I'm like, uh-oh. I personally want it to be Sisters of Sin versus TJ, because they are the legitimate teams in that division. Especially now that Penelope's injured, which sucks.
It does.
It sucks. And that was Macho Man Andy Savage's chicken shit, by the way, saying Penelope Ford's injury sucks. It wasn't her fault. And her team with Bane is one of the reasons the tag titles felt necessary. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, didn't
Jeff,
Bane,
what's your chicken salad?
Sorry, didn't Penelope get subbed in out for Shafir?
Yep. Yeah, so it's
like
Megan
Shafir
Bane and Marina Shafir versus TJ next week.
They
both TJ, I guess.
Firstly, a couple of personal ones. Wrestle Brunya on Sunday was so much fun.
How was Tony?
You had to remind me.
Becky time.
You
said
are
it
a
was
dick.
fun. You You said it was fun, so I was interested. Then I was like, "Oh, that's good." Tony was good. Then
I want to shout out Welchie, who I can understand how frustrating it was for him to be sitting in the front row watching the show instead of being a part of it.
Especially sitting watching Shebeki do the show.
Yeah. I also want to
show
shout
up for
out
the show.
a lot of people were so nice and workers were so nice and lovely to me on Saturday night at MCW. The MCW show is great. That absolute chicken salad. The MCW show, top to bottom, fantastic show. Really had a good rhythm. Obviously, there's a tinge of sadness there, but the MCW show was great. It's really, really promising for Endgame. There's an exciting match that's been announced for Endgame, a 4-way for the championship. So they're solving that as quickly as possible. But yeah, it was just the vibe around Thornbury on Saturday was lovely. And you know, what a great weekend to have that, and then back it up on Sunday, having to look at Tony Shebeki's face.
Just quickly from the chat, Macho Man Andy Savage's chicken salad. I don't get to so many MCW shows now, but MCW at the Thornbury Theatre is still the funnest night out in Melbourne. Matt Hayter is for the lovers. He's the best. Todd, chicken salad for the week.
I actually did really enjoy Halloween Havoc. There's some really good stuff in that match. Like, I love the fact that they've decided they're going to go on with Javon and Leon Slater.
As a team.
And just the fact that they cut a promo too afterwards when he's just like, they're like, yeah, we're gonna be a tag team, we're gonna go to do it, but then Leon's gonna go, but I got to defend this as well. So we can do that, but I got to go and do this as well. Which is, I love the fact that they've gone, okay, we're gonna be a tag team, cool, but I have my priorities at TNA. Which is, I love that fact. Like, there was some really good matches on that. Like, Broken Hardys aside, there was some really good stuff on there.
True.
I just, yeah, even like Ethan and Wagner, like Ethan Page, just like low key MVP of that company, of NXT. Like, he'll go in and just do anything he can with anybody. It's great. I love that shit. Ricky Saints really like establishing himself as that champion. And then if you watch the NXT the next week, the two of those guys, him and Trek, just fighting basically the whole way through the episode, was good as well. I know that we've all talked about it in the chat that I don't like. I've grown to not like Trick Williams because he reminds me of Booker T, and I cannot stand Booker T.
He's even talking like Booker T. That's the thing.
I know. This is like it was getting worse and worse. Like, it was during the I think it was during Halloween Havoc is when I said it, and then he came out in like NXT and kept going. I'm like, no wonder I can't stand him. I can't stand Booker. Why would I like young Booker? Let's talk about it.
The last thing we need is Booker 2. Wild Angel in the chat with a quick chicken shit saying, stand up, injury, sit down, injury, wake up, injury, pass out, injury. So many high-profile injuries this week. Hope everyone gets well soon and comes back stronger. And then Alex Fireheart in the chat with something that is so nice. They technically brought it up as an additional salad last week, but just realized that at least since about like July, they've actually watched more Aussie shows than they've watched shows from other countries in that time. And being someone who very casually paid attention to Aussie wrestling previously, Alex credits us with that. Alex, that is so nice to hear. You know, we love spreading the love of Aussie wrestling here. I've got a couple of chicken salads here. First, the only a little bit wrestling one, which is Daniel Warren Johnson is just the best comics creator out there. I love everything he does. As soon as he got announced for Batman, for Absolute Batman Annual, I knew there was going to be something fun hidden in there, and there was. Batman hit the one-winged angel. So absolutely get amongst that. Daniel Warren Johnson, if you haven't read Do a Powerbomb, it's one of the best comics of all time, let alone the best wrestling stories of all time. But Batman hitting a one-winged angel is extremely fun. But for an actual wrestling thing, Io Sky and Maya Iwatani, holy cow. Yep. Wow. Obviously, because it's Maya Iwatani and Io Sky. But on a totally unrelated note to that match, if you were going around Googling and someone had the username WrestleVault, it would probably be one word, WrestleVault. Yeah, I think that Mayu Iwatani and Io Sky put on an absolutely cracking match at Marigold that you absolutely just you owe it to yourself to check out if you have any interest in Joshi wrestling. It's the bee's knees.
Do you know what made me laugh? Some melt on bloody on X was going, you can't compare this match to a match that she does on a Monday Night Raw against, what was her name?
Nikki Bella. No, Rodriguez.
No. Rodriguez. You can't, like, look at the speed, and I'm just like, yeah, because it's got nothing to do with the different size, the different speed. It's got nothing to do with the fact that you work, different style. It's got nothing to do with the fact that you adapt your style to the people you work with, you melt.
It's also on Marigold, she's got no restrictions to the moves she can do, where WWE, because of the pace, have to sort of temper her down a little bit. You know,
the second last move she did was one of the most brutal pile drivers I've ever seen.
Yeah,
but it's also like she can't do that speed against someone like Rodriguez, even if Rodriguez was in Marigold.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be hitting the high speed stuff. It'd be slow it down so that
it's a
Rodriguez
different
could keep up.
story. Enough.
Yeah,
but like that match is absolutely stellar, and I mean, it holds up against all the great Aussie wrestling that's going on around the country, right? Like that's where it's at. It's like I'm watching a whole lot of Aussie wrestling and then also going to check out that great Marigold stuff because Aussie wrestling is so good and you need to check it out. You know, you can head to all the things that are going on this week. We've listed them off. Macho Man Andy Savage mentioning an Aussie wrestler, saying Zaria's character work is amazing at the moment. The last few weeks of progressing Sol and Zaria has been entirely down to Zaria's mannerisms. And you are absolutely
Couldn't agree less. I think Sol Ruka is doing a fabulous job in that role. And considering she's injured, she's doing a bang-up job.
Yeah, Zaria's doing really well.
Yeah, Zaria's
He's not
holding
saying
her own
Zaria's
too.
shit. He's not saying that Sol's shit. He's saying that Zaria's good.
No, but it's not entirely down to Zaria's mannerisms. That's what I'm saying.
I think I understand what you're saying, Jeff. If Zaria wasn't nailing what she was doing, Sol doesn't have anything to react to, right?
Sure.
The fact that it works at all is because of how good Zaria is doing.
I think you've also got to credit Sol. I think you really do.
Yeah, it's a team effort. You can't.
You
can't dance by
tell a
yourself.
story without both
You look like an idiot dancing by yourself.
Just saying it's entirely down to Zaria's mannerisms is not fair to Sol's work.
Look, if you need the incredible insights like you can't dance by yourself, you look like an idiot, then you need to be subscribed to Wrestle Radio Australia because where else are you going to get it, right? You can subscribe on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Podcast Addict, anywhere you get your podcasts from. If you're on Apple Podcasts, if you could give us a rating and review, don't review their dancing, please. Review the podcast, not the dance. So please give us 5 stars because that was not
Anyone
a 5-star
listening to the
review.
podcast right now is like, what the fuck is going on?
What the hell's going on?
5-star reviews really do help us get into more ears. And we've got our social media at Wrestle Radio AU on Twitter and Instagram, Wrestle Radio Australia on Facebook. You can get our merch as well. Head on over to Redbubble, search Wrestle Radio Australia. You can find the merch there, and the proceeds don't go to us. They go to Beyond Blue and Gotcha for Life, which are 2 charities that support mental health here in Australia, and that's really important to us. If you're looking for merch and you want to see merch like this sweet Strong 94 shirt that I'm wearing right now, you can get it at kickout.com.au. They've got merch of your favorite wrestlers from Queensland and from around the country. If you're a wrestler who'd like your merch on Kickout, message them via their Insta page. But otherwise, head to kickout.com.au to grab some great merchandise. You know what? You can follow us individually as well. I'm at Lachlan Albert. Todd's at Beast Eastman. Jamie is at Jamie Apps Media. And Jeff, you've got at Wrestle_Brainia. I assume that this show coming up on, November 29th is going to be really exciting. 23rd. Ooh, naughty Lachlan.
It is our Christmas show. I have been usurped as host. That's right. Bros of Art is hosting. Big Boy's hosting this one. I cannot wait for this show. We've got lots of Christmas-based surprises, a lot of fun, a lot of appearances. We cannot wait to do this show. We've been building towards something really, really special for Christmas. Get your tickets now for OzTix. It's the final one of the year, and boy, howdy, we have something great planned, I can tell you that much.
That is going to be
So 99% of the questions are going to be about Mick Foley.
You're a bit short.
And guest host, Mr. Socko.
Foley fan, but it ties in with Christmas because, as we all know, Foley loves Christmas. Get to the Bergie Band Room on the 23rd of November, and shout out to our mates at the Bergie Band Room. If you're in Melbourne, go have a feed and a beer there. It's a great place.
Yeah, that's going to be an awesome, fun show. Speaking of awesome, fun shows, Jamie, you're doing a lot of awesome, fun shows, live streaming, as well as the Oz Wrestling cards, as well as Pario Magazine. Tell us all about it.
So Pario Magazine will be out in a little over a week, streaming every Thursday, Dynamite watch parties. And
when does the Shay Cassidy interview drop?
Shay Cassidy will be... It'll be early December.
He's opening the spreadsheet that's like 3 meters long.
I do. I have to every time. Like, I don't know. So Shay will be early December.
Okay. Because that was really interesting what we played during the ad break. So.
It was.
Very fun chat with her. And then Oz Rest cards. The last pack might be going on sale on Monday, so keep an eye out for that one when it drops. The final pack of this year, and then next year's looking pretty sick.
I wonder if there would be any exciting faces, maybe from a podcast that you're watching right now, appearing in that December pack. Jamie?
Jamie, have you got a card of yourself?
No. There might be a very fun commentator who really likes train stop signs.
Well, is it the same? Is it the same commentator who zoomed in on every John Cena hat in the game?
Yeah. That's the guy.
Potentially that guy.
Todd, do you have anything else that you need to mention before we go?
Not just that if you're in Coffs Harbour or around the Coffs Harbour area, get down to, is it CX?
CX.
I have to be real careful the way I say that. Especially when you say...
Enunciate.
Yeah, what are you doing this weekend? We're going to Coffs Harbour because we're going to sex. I'm CX. We're going to CX. CEX, my love. That's where we're going. So
you're going to see your ex?
No. Yeah, really good. Like, I don't even think they've released much of the card, and the thing has sold over 300 and something tickets, and I think 2 matches have been announced. Like,
I mean, it was just like... I think it was only today that they announced the 2024 Wrestle Radio Australia Tag Team of the Year DNT are going to be there, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I might have slipped it out last week, but you know,
we'd heard such rumors.
Oops.
Did you get in trouble with that?
No, I didn't.
No one listens to this.
And notice I've done it deep enough into the show now. I'm not going to get in trouble again.
Yeah, that's right.
If I'd have done it during if I'd have done it during the review, I might have been in trouble.
Yeah, that's right. Anything else we need to mention, lads?
No, I think
that's all for me.
Awesome. Well, in that case, the thing that we do need to mention is get out and see some Aussie wrestling, whether it's at CEX in Coffs Harbour or as anywhere else around the country. Like that enunciation there, Todd. Absolutely get out and check out the wrestling going on around Australia, because we're going to be keeping up with it too. We can tell you right now that if you want to get ahead of it and watch a show for next week that we're going to be reviewing, MCW's Fight to Survive is free on YouTube. Todd thought he was out of the woods, but not yet. You can catch that show now because we're going to be reviewing it next week right here at twitch.tv/Wrestle Radio Australia, 7:30 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, 8:30 p.m. Australian Daylight Savings Time. Convert that to your time zone, or do the smart thing. Head on over to twitch.tv/Wrestle Radio Australia and hit the follow button so you get a notification when we go live. We do it every week and we have a blast doing it. So on behalf of Jamie Apps, Jamie Apps and Jeff Setti and Todd Eastman, I've been Lachlan Albert. Till next time, have a good one.
Here I was, blaming AEW for feeding you chicken shit, knowing you mindless millennials would be eating it up as if it were chicken salad, when it's really been your fault all along.
Make chicken salad out of chicken shit. People is as people do.